In 2027, the virtual game Apocalypse became reality, with dark wings marking the start of an intense battle. As the sun turned blood red, creatures roared, signaling the collapse of order and the world's descent into chaos. Humans gained supernatural abilities, and one character showcased a mesmerizing power as an armored fighter prepared to confront a rival. Amid the chaos, Jiang City's wealthiest playboy, Yi Xiao, stood with strong allies, determined to protect Qin Yanran. Yi Xiao assured Yanran he had invested heavily in hiring 10 experts to ensure her successful training. He comforted Qin Yanran by revealing he had spent his fortune on a golden artifact for her benefit. Yi Xiao promised to provide any opportunity or equipment for Qin Yanran, highlighting his commitment near a glowing crystal in a rugged landscape. With Yi Xiao's support, Qin Yanran confidently advanced, becoming a prominent figure in Dragon Country, attracting both admirers and challengers. In a grand hall filled with guests, Yi Xiao and Qin Yanran prepared to exchange vows, celebrating their wedding day. As confetti fell, Yi Xiao embraced Qin Yanran, who held a bouquet, with onlookers admiring them as a perfect couple. As one character dreams of a devoted partner like Yi Xiao, another playfully suggests they continue dreaming. He proposes to Yanran, asking if she will marry him as they maintain an intimate gaze. Holding her close, he listens as she softly shares her feelings, creating a warm and intimate atmosphere. She firmly declines his proposal while embracing him, her cheeks flushed with determination. He gasps in surprise before bursting into laughter, his expression shifting from shock to amusement. Playfully, he questions her, asking, "Qin Yanran, why?" as they share a lively moment in their elegant attire. She challenges his belief that money can capture her feelings, while he questions if gifts are manipulative. She insists he is mistaken about her accepting gifts as affection, attributing her success to her own efforts. He asserts that Zhao Hong understands her struggles, suggesting he will win her heart, while she responds about touching moments. A triumphant figure stands over a fallen one, while a smirking woman in a wedding dress tells the fallen, "What? You? Go die, trash." He claims ownership of everything, laughing as shadows create a menacing backdrop. He dives deep, thinking about his sacrifice for Jin Yanran and the burden of his devotion. He feels betrayed, contemplating his heartbreak as he descends, questioning if this is the end. In despair, he declares he has lost his heart while submerged in sorrow. He shouts defiantly, refusing defeat, determined not to let things end this way. With fierce resolve, he refuses to be defeated, vowing revenge as blue energy envelopes him. He promises that those despicable people will face consequences, his anger manifesting as intense blue energy surrounds him. He looks at Yi Xiao with frustration, asking if she is deaf and if she heard him. He grips Yi Xiao's arm, expressing frustration, warning her that he accepted money to preserve his pride and suggesting she stay away. He questions if this is reincarnation, recalling it's a week before Apocalypse begins, while holding a card for 200,000 yuan, Qin Yanran's monthly allowance. She contemplates her reputation, frustrated by classmates labeling her a gold digger, insisting her actions were for their benefit. He stands confidently, glancing over his shoulder, exuding strength and determination. She playfully asks if he regrets his decision, their contrasting styles creating an intriguing dynamic. He sarcastically questions if the advice is beneficial, suggesting he'd rather go to hell, showing his defiance. She gasps, surprised, exclaiming at his words. Her long hair flows as she stands confidently in a fitted black dress. He reflects on the challenges, warning her not to deceive him again. She grips her phone tightly, preparing to discuss terms. He coldly tells her to leave immediately, his irritation clear, while she stands behind him, conflicted. She confronts Yi Xiao, expressing disbelief at his words, her fierce demeanor showing no intention of backing down. She recalls the shoes he wore were her gift, insisting he remove them before leaving, playful yet commanding. She warns Yi Xiao not to underestimate her due to his wealth, questioning if he thought it would intimidate her. She reminded Yi Xiao of his actions, warning him that even if he begged later, she would never acknowledge him again. Yi Xiao expressed frustration, stating he had more important matters to focus on than wasting time with her. He read the sign announcing the upcoming Apocalypse beta test, set to begin in 1 week, while a warning about the recharge system flashed. Yi Xiao anxiously spoke into his phone, determined to gather enough funds before the test began. She questioned if this was the legendary romantic moment, wondering about the sudden call as she offered Yi Lin her shares for 20 billion. She expressed disbelief at the sudden news, while Yi Lin confidently stated that 20 billion was required, urging her to complete the paperwork quickly. She nonchalantly agreed to the 20 billion, smirking as she told Yi Xiao that he had finally decided to hand over the Yi Corporation, urging him to call once ready. Yi Xiao smirked confidently, declaring his intent to wait for the apocalypse beta, determined to conquer this life alone. 1 week later, the screen illuminated with a welcome message, announcing the game's beta access and that the test would last 3 days before the public version launched. A glowing hand reached out, fingers poised as if casting a spell, radiating an aura that hinted at the power contained within. A young man stands in a lush clearing, recognizing he is at the start of the apocalypse game. As the game begins, he introduces himself as Knight Xiao, sparking curiosity about his class. Determined, he conjures energy around his staff, ready to face the massive dragon overhead. He recalls a guild destroyed by a god-tier beast tamer and declares his aim to become a beast tamer. With a grin, he states the critical moment is near as he prepares for a significant upgrade. With a smirk, he celebrates a successful recharge, noting 20 billion gold coins added to his account. He laughs, amazed by the wealth, predicting the amount will multiply tenfold in 3 days. Astonished, he holds his device as the system congratulates him for recharging over 1 billion, revealing a hidden profession reward. Celebrated as a dual professional, he gains the unique title of wealth while energy surrounds him. He feels a surge of energy, questioning if this process was triggered by his extravagant spending. He encountered a hidden class called God of Wealth, and questioned its impact on his journey. A burst of light revealed falling coins, and he expressed his astonishment, pondering the unexpected event. He noted the surprising fact that a young person unlocked him, surrounded by a mystical glow and scattered coins. He wondered about the frog's sudden appearance, observing the mysterious character before him. He introduced himself as Ebisu, the 709th god of wealth, and addressed the figure in a lavish outfit. He questioned if the toad believed it could serve as a mentor, standing confidently against a lush backdrop. He declared his intent to reveal true wealth, with his rich attire highlighted by a bright background. He stared in shock as glowing blue panels showed his extraordinary luck, unmatched charm, and divine wealth power. He explained that hidden classes possess many innate talents, and the large red amphibian noted these talents could lead to great riches. He considered how his wealth of 2.2 billion gold coins grew daily, and how the wealth god's power offered even greater benefits. He mentions the overwhelming power of the wealthy god class, recalling his past life spent squandering money, as a small creature clings to his arm, demanding release. He confidently gestures to a floating screen welcoming him to Newbie Village, declaring that with his golden finger, he can quickly become stronger. A lush green landscape unfolds under a bright blue sky, with distant rolling mountains creating a serene and inviting scene. In 9527 Newbie Village's flower plains, he sits on the ground in surprise after being struck, noting that the server has just opened with few players around. He Xia, a new player, realizes the need for a quick strategy, considering his role as a beast tamer with high potential compared to others. He Xia looks puzzled, watching a group of players running through lush fields and contemplating their actions with curiosity. A goblin warrior, marked as an elite level, bellows with excitement at the scent of human flesh as a chaotic group of goblins rushes forward. He curses his luck, realizing he faces a level 5 elite warrior and considers whether to fight or escape. He exclaims that the toad moves incredibly fast, while his friend urges him to flee, pointing out he's unarmed and facing a level 5 elite warrior. He shouts for food to stop running, while in panic, he cries out for someone to save him, desperately fleeing from eerie green figures. He arrived in the main city, relieved after the difficult journey, and vowed never to endure such humiliation again. The group discussed the unexpected choice of a beast tamer. He confronted their insult about his beast, retorting that their entire family is toads. Laughter erupted from the group, mocking him for taming a toad. He dismissed their taunts confidently, suggesting they should purchase beast eggs instead. He declared he wouldn't settle for ordinary beasts, while his enchanted toad sat on his shoulder. A man observed him curiously from the background. He urged someone to follow him, revealing a hidden dungeon containing a god-level beast egg within a dragon's lair, as they stood among quaint buildings. He made his way to the Supreme Hall, brushing off warnings about the level and guards, asserting his knowledge and urging others to follow. He hurried up the stairs, but someone called out, asking him to wait. A young man stood at the foot of the stairs, looking up at a bearded wizard with a staff, who insisted that only by training more could the city doors remain open. The stylishly dressed young man stood confidently before a cloaked figure with a staff, stating he lacked a recommendation letter, while the wizard insisted he was not just anyone. The cloaked wizard, with a glowing blue staff, questioned the young man about something suspicious. The young man glanced nervously, pointing to the side. The cloaked character pauses, intrigued by gold coins scattered on the ground. The archmage sees more coins as the cloaked character collects the treasure. Amazed, the archmage exclaims at the coins in his hand while a character smiles behind him. Gesturing towards the VIP room at the War God Pavilion, the archmage requests to go upstairs, impressing a young man with his fierce attitude. With a knowing smile, the archmage instructs the young man to proceed upstairs, remarking on money's influence. The young man walks down a lavish hall, adorned with chandeliers and stone columns, filled with anticipation and curiosity. He sees two armored figures labeled Supreme Hall Honor Knight Golem LV-100 and LV-80, feeling there beneath him. An armored character with antlers confronts the stylish young man, questioning their entry into the Grand Hall. Seeking a powerful ally, the confident young man ponders the rarity of divine-level golems while facing the berserk blood warrior. He warns that hiring a divine-level golem is too costly, as the young man considers needing a strong ally against the armored figure. He declared it's 1 billion per day, raising a finger for emphasis, surrounded by a dynamic setting. He made the same declaration, emphasizing with a raised finger, dressed in armor with antlers against a vibrant background. He stated that 1 billion is impossible but mentioned a divine-level spellcaster who could help, standing in armor with a colorful backdrop. He discussed the flexibility of divine-level spellcasters, suggesting hiring them, promising to ensure the 1 billion payment as the other character agreed. The armored giant assured him that after signing the contract, he would summon the spellcasters immediately, with the other character expressing urgency. The armored giant inquired about the identity of the one who contracted him, while the eager character expressed disbelief at the speed of events. Dolores, the spellcaster, introduced herself with confidence, highlighting her divine level, while others noted her high level without seeing details. Dolores, in a striking outfit, assured a nervous character that she would handle everything, exuding confidence. Dolores introduced herself to a hesitant character, explaining her plan for a challenging task, while he questioned the difficulty and potential threats. He smirked, telling her not to waste time and left the task to her, while she confidently invited him to take the lead. She stood boldly, wielding a staff engulfed in flames, surrounded by fiery orbs, displaying her power and determination. She questioned the overwhelming damage numbers in shock as blazing creatures surrounded her, highlighting the battle's intensity. Determined, she ordered the elimination of the goblins, recounting her near-death experience. His expression was serious, standing by as a fiery attack descended. He expressed confusion about a spellcaster's partnership, questioning the high damage numbers. His companion argued that such a high-level skill wasn't a hack, speculating about a powerful NPC. He was congratulated for reaching level 51 and awarded additional attribute points, while his companion remarked on hitting a milestone that surpassed many players. A system announcement revealed that player Knight Sorrow had reached level 101, sparking surprise from his companion, who mentioned their strength was astonishing. With the sky dominating the view, doubts arose about the game's GM testing players, while a character ominously hinted at the impending reality of Doomsday. A character in a red hat claimed to be the true god, while another discussed using points for power, preparing to head toward their real destination. As they walked along the path, one character wondered if they had reached the hidden dungeon mentioned earlier, while a figure in a red hat watched from above. Confidently, he declared his approach to the dragon's lair, eyes sparkling with determination, while a figure in a red hat observed nearby. He swiftly defeats the goblins, his weapon's energy causing a ripple in the air. He stands confidently, pondering his low level despite targeting elite monsters, and reflects on the unfamiliar name, Yishao. He grips his sword, intrigued by a new strong rival, as a green-skinned character approaches from behind. They walk along a winding path surrounded by mountains, noting their arrival at the designated spot. In a barren landscape, he reaches for a glowing stone, while she stands beside him, staff in hand, both focused on their challenging quest. On a bleak terrain, he stands on a rock, reaching out confidently, while she, dressed in striking red, wields her staff, ready for action. In a dark area, he comments on the hidden dungeon's secrecy, while she stands ready to face the challenges ahead. In a dim passage, he expresses uncertainty about confronting a dragon alone, while she suggests investigating first. Years earlier, a level 100 berserker found a hidden dragon lair. Despite disbelief from others, he never returned from that perilous journey. He purchased battle footage at a high cost and uncovered a rare dragon egg within the dungeon. Sister Tao, in a red outfit, questions a kid's intentions regarding stealing a dragon egg, asserting it's a challenging task. A boy notes a dragon, suggesting that Sister Tao, a powerful sorceress, could defeat it easily. A large dragon looms as two characters approach, discussing the Holy Judgment spell, highlighting the dragon's power amidst treasures. A witch, in a revealing red dress, nervously suggests her companion enter first, promising to wait outside with a teleport scroll, her tiny companion observing from her shoulder. The red-clad witch considers the threat of a Tier 3 dragon, as her companion remarks on the dragon egg's unexpected value. She declares her departure, while he insists on increasing the commission, stating they must accept the job. She urges immediate action, while he asks for time, knowing they can't face a Tier 5 radiant dragon. She demands triple the commission with determination, as he casually flashes a peace sign, contrasting her intensity. Ready to risk everything, she strikes a powerful pose in her red outfit and hat. He declares he'll give his all in 3 minutes, as a brilliant energy sphere forms around his staff. She stated she could by only 3 minutes, her red outfit and dark accessories accentuating her presence as fiery energy surrounded her. He stood confidently, receiving blessings from gods and feeling empowered. His companion admired his reliability, noting the vibrant energy surrounding him. She cast a powerful spell, preparing for the challenge, knowing the 3-minute buff was just the start of their terrifying journey. She unleashed her skill, Ice Arrow, vowing the beast would bow before her within 3 minutes as she readied for battle. A massive red dragon howled in fury, surrounded by sharp ice shards, its rage intensifying as it prepared to strike back fiercely. A bright egg lay in a shadowy cave while a character cautiously whispered to stay quiet as a red tail crept toward it. He warned his companion not to alert the creature, or they'd face serious trouble, carefully pushing the bright egg. She realized only 1.5 minutes remained, feeling exhausted as the massive red dragon unleashed a fiery blast toward her. He found the dragon egg heavier than expected and asked Toad for help, expressing uncertainty about the shady task. Toad, startled and in pain, exclaimed as a sharp object narrowly missed him, highlighting the tension around them. He struggled to lift the massive egg while a small creature watched nervously. The dragon lunged forward, eyes blazing, creating an intense atmosphere. The dragon snarled as a character holding an egg ran frantically, insulted as a useless toad and urged to move quickly. In a red outfit, a character yelled for Sister Tao's help as another raised a shield against an ice wall. A character in a red outfit stood defiantly, pointing a finger at a massive dragon breaking through a crystal barrier, expressing doubt about its strength. A character in a witch's hat confidently cast Dragon King's Breath, as a fierce dragon with flames soared through rocky peaks. As flames burst behind them, the witch asked Gister if he was running too, to which he retorted that he was definitely invincible, noting their 3-minute agreement. Flames erupted as Gister narrowly escaped, screaming in surprise, while the witch intensified the chaos, demonstrating her dominance. After escaping, Gister remarked on their close call, while the witch knelt, both gazing at the large, glimmering egg. The witch told Gister that if the dragon egg hatched into a Tier 5 dragon, their efforts would be worthwhile. The witch playfully reminded Gister about her commission, while Tao Lisi's favorability towards him increased. He declared it was time to contract the beast, hoping it wouldn't lead to disaster. A character told him to be quiet. He placed his hand on the mysterious object, determined yet anxious, stating that success or failure depended on this moment. An explosive force shattered the orb, sending shards flying as a powerful light burst forth, marking a pivotal moment. A small green dragon with golden spikes emerged from the shattered eggshells, expressing surprise and excitement, while a character observed, confused. The small green dragon, looking perplexed, overheard two characters discussing the odd color of the supposed radiant dragon hatchling and wondered about deception. The bewildered dragon exclaimed in surprise, while a character stood before it, intrigued by the hatchling's reactions. A puzzled character commented on the hatchling's unusual color, sensing something was amiss with the light radiant dragon, while a witch and another character stood nearby. The Azure Sky Dragon, with a confident grin, revealed its stats, boasting high agility, a mythic bloodline, and unique abilities. Full of energy, the Azure Sky Dragon marveled at its overwhelming stats and skills, showcasing abilities like the earth-shaking Dragon Roar and Dragon King's Breath. With 500 strength, he boasts his hatchling's breath attack inflicts over 2,500 damage, asserting anyone would struggle against such power. The girl admires his impressive claim. He expresses surprise at the hatchling's strength, calling it Little Grey, while the dragon roars energetically. He reassures the little dragon that no one will mistake him for a pet owner, while a character named Toad curiously inquires about what's in his hand. Wibbies, annoyed, corrects the brat who mistakenly called him Toad, while the creature points at a badge and remarks it resembles one. Wibbies, holding a badge he found at the dragon's nest, questions the brat about its origin, while a mysterious figure behind him wonders if it signifies a calamity's fury. Wibbies, astonished by the badge's stats, realizes its power could indicate true calamity, reflecting on his reckless decision to confront it. Wibbies, holding the badge up, expresses disbelief at risking their lives, while a tiny creature demands 10,000 coins a day to borrow it, insisting on no deal. Wibbies, surprised, holds up a tiny creature, who playfully insists they are friends and should not worry about money, while pointing out his nickname, Toad. He smiles confidently, holding a badge while a small creature perches on his shoulder, teasing that farming goblins will be easy. He looks surprised, realizing he triggered a hidden quest about the forbidden adjudicator, while a woman in a striking outfit questions his knowledge of the Fong of Ferocity. He sat confidently on a large dragon, discussing the Fong of the Abyss Beast. She expressed concern about the challenging journey to the Abyss continent. He looked back with a sigh, realizing his daily game time was ending, and he would be logged out in 3 minutes. Reflecting on discovering a hidden dungeon in the starter village, he heard a mysterious woman in a hat warn him to prepare his coins. He said goodbye to his brother. He thought about the Doomsday game, still in beta, considering the need to rest and avoid physical strain while interacting with a holographic interface. Frustrated with the game's difficulty, he claimed it reset his progress and struggled to understand how someone named Yi Xiao reached level 10 so quickly. On the game's launch day, Doomsday caused numerous player deaths, leading to hospitalizations and organ failures. Governments later issued warnings against entering the game. Sitting at his desk, he scoffed at the news of multiple nations banning Doomsday, asserting that when the game merged with reality, everyone would suffer. He stared at his phone, puzzled by a message notification, and uttered in surprise. Anxiously glancing at his phone, he read a message instructing him to go to Northhua Hospital immediately, bringing food for Zhou Hong, with a threat to pretend nothing had happened before. Cursing himself for forgetting about the lunatic, he realized he should have blocked her first, glancing at his phone. She was surprised Yi Xiao hadn't reached out yet and questioned him about it, asking if he really believed Yi Xiao would come. He asked if she doubted Yi Xiao's arrival, reminding her of Yi Xiao's deep love, which should assure her. In the hospital room, a doctor informed the girl in bed that she could leave early but needed to settle her bill first. Another woman questioned the early discharge. At the hospital, a woman confronted a doctor angrily about the lack of beds, asking if it implied that poor people's lives were insignificant. In the hospital room, a man expressed his wish to leave and continue playing, while a frustrated woman admitted she couldn't help financially because her allowance was cut. In a sunlit room, a woman crossed her arms, doubting his financial situation, while he appeared puzzled by her reaction. In a bright room, he smiled confidently as he explained his plans for a gaming studio. She, with a flirtatious look, assured him that she could convince Yenran for the money. An elegant house with large windows and a distinctive roof stood proudly under the blue sky, exuding grandeur and style. He lay under a heavy blanket, tossing and breathing heavily while glancing at the clock, which read 7:59. Sitting up in bed, he looked frustrated, contemplating the time running out as he prepared to enter the game. He extended his hand toward the glowing interface, ready to enter the game as digital circuits pulsed with energy. In Novice Village, a cloaked character confronts a red, rotund creature, who insists on leveling up to escape, grumbling about the need for immediate summoning. In the bustling Level 1 training area, Yi Xiao, at level 10, reflects on the increased number of players, considering a call for elite group formation. Yi Xiao, surprised by a player's rapid elevation in the training area, questions his next move, feeling overwhelmed. A cloaked character shouts for everyone to run, urging them to follow an expert who knows the fastest way to level up. The cloaked figure urges the group to run faster, worried about getting caught, while another character is surprised at the crowd size. One character warns the group of a dangerous trial zone filled with monsters ahead, while another expresses disbelief at attempting the challenge alone. He realized they had evaded their pursuers and felt confident they wouldn't dare approach such a perilous area. They noted reaching a location with a towering castle guarded by a knight against a backdrop of majestic mountains. A towering knight warns a young man of the dangerous area, wielding a massive sword as ancient castle walls stand in the background. A towering armored knight greets a young man, mentioning the advancement trial and questioning how he reached level 10 so rapidly and about his team. The knight warns the young man about going alone, questioning his capability, while the young man proudly asserts he doesn't need a team. Confidently, the young man assures the knight of his abundant life force, while the knight assumes he's a reckless youngster. In ancient ruins, he stands on a glowing circle, surrounded by weathered stones, feeling a sense of purpose and discovery. He faces a glowing panel showing trial difficulties: normal, hard, nightmare, hell, and abyss, wondering if he can solo the abyss difficulty, filled with excitement and uncertainty. Determined, he begins the advancement trial, choosing abyss difficulty. Surprised, another character expresses disbelief at his choice. Dark trees stretch against a gradient sky, creating a tense atmosphere, as jagged lines pierce the scene, enhancing the foreboding environment. Amidst dark trees, he steps forward, smirking, recalling past failures with an elite team, but now ready for revenge. He calls for Little Grey, and a dragon-like creature with bright green scales, wings, and a mischievous look appears above him. He wonders what to fear with Little Grey around, declaring it's a mythical grade beast as the green-scaled creature flutters above him in the dark forest. He noticed something shifting in the shadows and warned himself to stay alert as a menacing character with glowing red eyes lingered in the background. He exclaimed in shock when a savage mutated snow wolf appeared before him, its red eyes promising destruction. He reacted with disbelief at the sight of the mutated snow wolf and told Little Grey to fetch it, noting the unbelievable challenge. He stood startled by the monstrous mutated snow wolf while a tiny dragon prepared for the impending battle. The dragon unleashed a powerful blast, known as the Dragon King's Breath, demonstrating its battle readiness and strength. The fierce wolf lunged forward with a roar, its glowing eyes full of rage, as a damage indicator showed -2500, marking its powerful attack. A fierce dragon attacked a colossal, snarling wolf, each strike inflicting massive damage, 599, -602, -597, highlighting the intensity of their fight. In a tense moment, a menacing wolf loomed over the small dragon, which bravely flapped its wings, revealing determination against overwhelming odds. He urgently exclaimed that the snow wolf had gone berserk, conveying a mix of determination and concern. The dragon, with its vibrant green scales and imposing wings, roared thunderously, sending debris swirling and showcasing its powerful presence. The fierce wolf, with glowing eyes and bared teeth, growls menacingly, poised to attack, capturing the moment labeled stun. A green dragon swoops down, unleashing a fiery assault, while a white wolf howls in defiance, showcasing hit and damage numbers. A wolf lies victorious, celebrating the defeat of the mutated savage snow wolf, its expression reflecting triumph. Laughing, he celebrates as his beast, Little Grey, levels up 4 times, glowing with energy in the enchanted forest. Amazed, he exclaims about Little Grey's impressive stats and new skill, marveling at how mythical grade beasts rapidly evolve in the magical forest. He inquires Old Hui about the loot dropped, noting 2 dark gold grade items, surprised by the incredible rewards from mutated bosses. Laughing joyfully, he exclaims that the new weapon is incredible and far superior to any he possessed in his past life. Standing confidently, he gazes at a frog-like creature beside him, revealing the enchanting new weapon under the starry night. He wonders if the fierce, blue-eyed beast before him is a demon from the abyss, its power palpable in the mist. He urgently shouts for Little Grey to go, pointing as the vibrant green dragon with golden spikes hovers nearby, ready for action. A fierce blue bear charges forward with glowing eyes, while a tiny dragon hovers nearby, ready for the clash. The glowing blue bear charges with power, embodying chaos. A voice warns of a demonized monster, making the atmosphere tense, as it prepares to strike. He points at the small green dragon with golden spikes, urging Little Ash to act against the threat. A massive blue bear, eyes glowing, focuses on the small green dragon, who is ready to defend itself. He complained about the exhausting task, wishing for more rest. While sitting, he planned to sell gear for gold, looking at his items. He declared he wasn't returning, emphasizing the trial boss was near and ready to confront it. A companion doubted their abilities against a level 3 boss. He assured his companion the previous boss was a Lord tier, noting Little Ash could defeat 2 demonized monsters. He confidently said to his partner that defeating a Lord tier boss would be easy with their combined strength, while a glowing dragon perched nearby. He told Old Hui he would demonstrate professionalism, urging him to follow. He stood on the stairs with his draconic companion, unconcerned by a warning message of falling into the abyss, replying defiantly, "So what?" In his former life, he was frustrated by trivial romances, but now, as Yi Xiao, the abyss's emissary, he embraces the ultimate power of Doomsday. Yi Xiao, surrounded by glowing blue structures, urged his familiar to assist in fully embracing the abyss. In a vast chamber, Yi Xiao stood defiantly before a towering character on a throne, who held a staff adorned with a skull, exuding an ominous aura. The imposing Abyss Wanderer, a character with fierce horns and a menacing grin, holds immense power, returning from the abyss with unknown skills. The character, puzzled with sweat on his brow, questioned a smaller figure and a small dragon about the Lord Tier, realizing the situation has changed ominously. A massive armored figure, sporting horns, warned a younger character not to die, boasting immense strength and magical abilities, emphasizing a grave threat. A confident hero, wearing a cape and armor, strode forward while a whimsical dragon hovered overhead, warning a young companion about the dangers of recklessness. A powerful character in armor held a staff, advising Little Ash to keep moving cautiously as a small dragon, hovering nearby, prepared to unleash a fierce roar. A fierce green dragon roared, flames erupting from its mouth, displaying its power and readiness to attack. An imposing character with horns, wielding a staff, watched as a small creature scurried in circles, responding to a nearby man's excitement. A horned character in armor warned against allowing a creature to use its skills, flames flickering from his hand. He encouraged others to continue and wear down the formidable opponent, a confident smile on his face. With intense focus, he glared fiercely, showcasing the monstrous features of his helmet, determined to triumph. He asked why the Wanderer had stopped, feeling something ominous watching them. He sensed the presence of a towering horned figure, questioning if it would turn toward them. He raised his ornate staff, warning everyone to dodge. Another character questioned the necessity of the warning. He panicked, realizing an explosion was imminent, exclaiming doom as the blast surged around him. He shouted about why the terrifying entity focused on him, pleading for Little Ash to save him. He struggled to maintain his grip, exclaiming he couldn't hold on much longer, surrounded by eerie blue energy and shadows. The fierce dragon roared, unleashing fiery breath, its green scales shimmering menacingly in the light. The warrior wielded a glowing staff, shouting as energy surged around him, his horns casting shadows over the scene. Startled, the warrior reached out as a small dragon roared, its wings spreading wide against the glowing backdrop. A burly warrior cautioned that without change, he might overexert himself, questioning if they could escape the perilous situation next time. Panting, he celebrated his achievement with his companion, Little Ash, who was now at level 10, acknowledging notifications for completing the trial. Old Hui, drenched in sweat, expressed surprise at his companion's fear of dying, while the small creature questioned his swift escape. Finally, the character stood over the fallen beast, eager to see the treasures it might have dropped. A system announcement revealed Yi Xiao from the Great Xia Nation completed the Abyss level advancement trial, earning the title of Abyss Emissary. Yi Xiao uncovered the meaning of the advancement trial, as a knight speculated about the significance of the global first clear announcement. A crowd gathered in front of a towering structure, expressing disbelief that the world's first clear player was from the Great Xia Nation. As tension grew, a serious character informed another that the only person on the leaderboard was extraordinary, instructing further investigation. A serious character commands another to send someone to Jiangcheng for an immediate investigation, while an armored character stands silently behind them. Surprised, a character exclaims about the presence of a pro player already at level 10 from their newbie village on just the second day. Yanran assures that teaming up with a pro will lead to wealth, questioning if a game can truly elevate someone to greatness. He urges her to connect with Yi Xiao, noting his wealth and gaming skills. She refuses, questioning how he'll afford his expenses. He suggests they team up against the challenge to succeed, while she doubts solely relying on gaming, insisting he should trust her judgment. He expresses frustration, urging her to contact Yi Xiao, a wealthy gaming expert. She dismisses his suggestion, questioning his finances. He urges Zhou Hong to stop mentioning Yi Xiao since it's rare for them to have time alone, expressing his desire to play a game together. She insists they should figure out how to level up first. He gazes at the shining blue crystal in his palm, filled with disappointment at the small reward, while a creature beside him looks on curiously. He holds a shimmering, unidentifiable blue fragment in his gloved hand, pondering that he has never encountered an item like this in his previous life. He decides to postpone appraising the mysterious item, focusing on his success in the trial and the importance of heading to the main city. He was stunned by the armored character's success in solo clearing the trial on Abyss difficulty and urged them to connect him to the main city. The portal shimmered with a swirling blue light as he stood ready to make his move. A knight congratulated the warrior on passing the trial and handed him a guide token for free entry into the main city. The warrior thanked him, expressing appreciation. The knight informed the warrior that clearing the Abyss-level advancement trial entitled him to an epic item, Badge of Valor. The warrior appreciated it as a commemorative item. He admired the epic Badge of Valor, which confirmed his achievement in the Inferno-level trial, momentarily increasing his strength and charisma. He called out to Little Grey and Old Hui to follow him as he reached for the swirling portal, eager for their adventure to the main city. Gazing over the vast expanse of Windleaf Main City, he envisioned the adventures awaiting among the rooftops and distant towers. Upon entering Windleaf Main City, he was amazed by its tranquility, recalling when the job transfer square was crowded with people. He urged his companions to find Beastmaster Gyutol, while his dragon companion teased him about discovering the reason soon enough. 3 travelers strolled down a cobblestone street, surrounded by quaint buildings with slate roofs, each dressed in distinct colors and styles. Gyutol sat on a chair in a fur coat while a traveler beside him pointed out something with excitement. Gesturing dismissively, Gyutol listened as the traveler expressed a desire to switch jobs, claiming he alone could manage the hidden class of Beast Whisperer. Gyutol questioned the traveler seriously, challenging him to prove his worth by collecting 100 eyes from demon wolf cubs. Amused by the traveler's knowledge of the hidden class quest, Gyutol smirked, while the traveler, unimpressed, brushed off the challenge of defeating 100 elite monsters. Calling the traveler a fool, Gyutol watched as the traveler confidently claimed he didn't need to kill demon wolves to demonstrate his strength, revealing a mysterious item. Surprised, Gyutol questioned if the item was an epic badge of valor, examining it with intrigue. Astonished, Gyutol confirmed it was indeed an epic badge of valor, as the traveler nervously mentioned a young person clearing the Inferno-level advancement trial. Surprised by the mention of Abyss level, Gyutol asked how many were on the team, only to find out the traveler faced it alone. Laughing heartily, Gyutol admitted he recognized from the beginning that the young man was an extraordinary talent, a true dragon among men. Recalling their first meeting, he felt annoyed that he was called a useless fool, as a small creature wondered how quickly opinions changed. He asked if he could transfer to Beast Whisperer, and the older man, with a request, questioned the beast capable of passing an Abyss-level trial. He was shocked at encountering a dragon hatchling, questioning its status as a god-tier beast, and the older man confirmed with a yes. He expressed disbelief at seeing a dragon hatchling, calling it his dream beast, while the younger man urged him to calm down. One man worried about not being able to transfer to a Beast Whisperer, while the older man promised an introduction to the Royal Chief Beast Tamer. The man confidently explained that the document was a referral letter, directing the listener to a specific address for answers. Surprised, he remarked on the unexpected luck as a hand extended with a brown envelope, ready to deliver good news. He learned he triggered the hidden class quest, Dragon's Whisper, and was instructed to head to the royal city to find the Royal Chief Beast Tamer. Walking through narrow streets, he felt lucky about his hidden class transfer, while a small figure commented on the Royal Chief Beast Tamer in the distant city. He walked down the cobblestone street, intrigued as a companion suggested following to discover another hidden quest. He wondered how his companion knew about many hidden quests, all while gazing at the intricate architecture of the nearby church. She approached the church with confidence, accompanied by 3 armored guards, the impressive building looming behind them. He speculated whether they intended to sell her. A character, adorned in regal attire, stood with poise, exuding grace and beauty as onlookers admired her. She was Lady Charlie, the affluent widow of the city's former lord. A soldier ordered the newcomer to halt, demanding his identity, while a mysterious woman observed from behind. He kindly inquired of the sorrowful Lady Chariel if he could assist her with any issue, displaying concern and warmth. She replied that she had lost a personal item and expressed gratitude if he could find it. He smirked, accepting the hidden quest from the lady, promising to retrieve her flower. A guard questioned the newcomer's identity, while a mysterious lady watched from behind, adding an air of intrigue. The mysterious figure asked Lady Shirelli about her sadness, offering help while standing confidently, contrasting her troubled look. Lady Shirelli, revealing her lost item, expressed gratitude to the young man for his help, her confidence clashing with earlier sadness. The young man assured Lady Shirelli he would handle her quest, as she watched with admiration and concern. As the man walks through town, he wonders why they are searching outside instead of in the garden for the flower the lady wants. He questions what the man knows, stating she isn't searching for an ordinary flower, while a small creature on his shoulder asks if he knows where her flower is. He confidently states the shop holds what she seeks, while the creature doubts if she could find a beautiful flower there, questioning if they are mistaken. He greets her warmly, asking what she wishes to buy, and she inquires about the treasure boxes his shop is said to sell. He smiles, complimenting her discerning eye, explaining that his treasure boxes can hold prehistoric dragon bones or legendary grade staffs, and asks about her price range. Grinning confidently, he declares he wants the most expensive treasure available, creating an air of anticipation. Standing with a treasure box, he states it contains the highest grade treasure for 10,000 gold coins each, while another character looks on, unsure if one box will suffice. He declares he'll take all the coins, while she is shocked and questions if he's really buying them all. Confidently insisting he'll take every coin, the startled seller reluctantly agrees and showcases a large chest filled with treasures. He commands the chest to open, reaching for a dual-bladed battle axe, glimmering and labeled as bronze grade. He orders the chest to open, revealing a glowing bottle labeled Large Healing Potion 11. He commands the chest to open, revealing a loaf of size-increasing bread 11 to be used in half an hour. He walks with his guest, mentioning that only one treasure box remains out of 100, as they approach the chest marked Open. He stands by an ornate chest, determined, thinking it must hold the key to his quest. He exclaims upon discovering a shimmering flower inside a chest, its purpose unknown. He smiles at the flower and invites Lao Hui to join the adventure. She relaxes in the water, her feet splashing as sunlight filters through the draped windows. She sits in the bath, asking Lise if someone will find the flower for her. The maid assures her that with her charm, good luck will find her. While in the bath, she hears from the maid that a young man is outside with the flower she wanted. As she stood outside in revealing armor, the maid introduced the young man holding the flowers she had requested, making her pleased. He presented a small chest to the lady, urging her to take a look, emphasizing its authenticity. She expressed delight, recognizing the stunning flower inside the chest, and reflected on her long search to find it. She apologized for her rudeness, overwhelmed by gratitude, and offered him a reward of money or rare artifacts, but he stated he wanted neither. She playfully suggested offering herself as a reward since he showed no interest in money or artifacts, her expression flirtatious. He exclaimed in disbelief at her boldness in broad daylight, questioning who could handle such a situation while she stood nearby. She smiled confidently, sensing the misunderstanding as he raised an eyebrow, intrigued by her boldness, and responded casually. He expressed urgency, asking her for assistance in obtaining a citizen status, his nervousness evident in his gestures. He felt a mix of embarrassment and teasing as he called her a little rascal, playfully remarking that obtaining citizenship was too simple for her charm. Eliza agreed to prepare the papers and seal for her. He added that he also wanted to buy property in Windleaf City and settle down. Eliza, holding a wooden sign, questions her decision to buy property, suggesting it's a practical choice, indicating her desire for stability. Eliza contemplates her real estate choice, pondering the quiet West District while someone expresses concern, questioning whether it's the right investment. Eliza listens as a young man expresses confidence in his decision, requesting her help to make connections, while he assures her he'll arrange for real estate agents from the quiet West District. A young man smirks confidently while a small creature in a suit questions his choices in the real estate market, suggesting he's not using his wealth wisely. A figure warns that Windleaf City will soon face an attack from strange creatures, hinting at an imminent danger that others cannot grasp. As chaos erupts, he realizes that under the upcoming assault, even the current city lord is doomed to fall, and most of the East District will be destroyed. He observes the West District's sparsely populated streets, realizing it will emerge as Windleaf City's most valuable area, while a character laughs, confident in their investment. He confidently addresses the respected lady, assuring her of his certainty in the decision, while she agrees to arrange the necessary real estate connections, thanking him. He smirks at the advice of the little creature on his shoulder, defending his choice to buy in the desolate Western District over the prosperous Eastern one. He emphasizes that soon Windleaf City will face attacks from mysterious creatures, warning that under the powerful assault, most buildings in the Eastern District will be destroyed. He observes that the Western District of Windleaf City, with its smaller population, will experience less harm from mysterious creatures. Someone laughs, asserting they can't make a losing deal. Lord Nightshao discovers he has completed real estate contracts, acquiring properties valued at 1.2 billion gold coins, while expressing disbelief at the sum. Lord Nightshao presents a citizenship document. A man, surprised, comments that she is now a citizen of Windleaf City. Another man expresses satisfaction with the business transaction. He clarifies the surprise, indicating she is not only a citizen of Windleaf City but a first-class citizen of the Dragon Phoenix Empire, leaving everyone astonished. He expresses disbelief, noting many warlords lack such citizenship in the Dragon Phoenix Empire. She reacts with surprise at the notion of royal lineage. He doubts she is royalty, while she praises her noble demeanor and asks if he knows the royal beast tamer. He inquires about Uncle Stir, and she expresses interest in learning more about the beast tamer profession and its missions. He informs her that Uncle Stir resides in the imperial capital, known for being unpredictable. She expresses gratitude and wishes to offer him her sincerest kiss. He laughs, suggesting not to call her madam anymore, just Sophia, while she playfully agrees, referring to herself as beautiful Sophia. Sophia's charm has increased her favorability rating. Knight Xia has gained first-class citizenship and can now access the leaderboard. Old Hui teased Sophia's admirer, who became irritated. Little Gray celebrated reaching level 11 alongside a level up. The system announced that Knight Xiao achieved first-class citizenship in the Dragon Phoenix Empire and could now view the rankings. He also succeeded in purchasing real estate with an increased daily time limit. In disbelief, one character questioned the game's realism regarding first-class citizenship and the housing system, while another found the extra hour for top players absurd. Frustrated, a character questioned the concept of first-class citizenship, while another felt lost in both life and the game, questioning the developer's intentions. In a vibrant landscape, a character marveled at Knight Xiao's swift rise to level 11 and first-class citizenship, another admitted his name seemed strange. Lounging casually, a character suggested that with a top player leading, they could have reached level 4 or 5 by now. Reflecting on current struggles, a character contrasted it with the past when they easily defeated slimes, as their companions prepared for battle against tough foes. A fierce warrior questioned another's loyalty to the team in a tense moment. A teammate angrily pointed out their lack of effort, urging them to leave if dissatisfied. In a tense exchange, he apologized, clarifying it was a misunderstanding, while she, frustrated, declared she would leave, expressing indifference. Zhou Hong and Yanran prepared to leave. Yanran questioned her, asserting that being pretty didn't grant her the right to act like a princess. Together, they face a challenge. She demands his support after feeling insulted, questioning his commitment to helping her improve. She admits her mistake, while he suggests contacting Knight Xiao about playing Apocalypse, which frustrates her as she questions why he should be contacted first. She acknowledges her pride, while he encourages her to contact Knight Xiao for leveling up, leading her to agree despite her frustration. He expresses excitement, telling Yanran he'll be waiting for good news. She confirms she'll see him tomorrow before logging off. He reflects on Knight Xiao's spending habits, acknowledging he can't fully blame him and decides to give him another chance. She decides to take the initiative and message him again, showing determination mixed with worry as she stares at her phone. She messages Xiao about Apocalypse, urging him to buy equipment and help Zhou Tao, joking about considering him her boyfriend if he helps. She smiles as she sends a message, feeling generous about forgiving him. She sits on the edge of the bed in a black dress, curious and slightly impatient about Knight Xiao's lack of reply. She messages Knight Xiao about leveling up in the game, contemplating making him her boyfriend, but discovers he deleted her from his friends list. She gripped her phone tightly, feeling betrayed and wondered how he dared to do this. She told Xiao that their separation was final and insisted he should never beg, emphasizing her unforgiving nature. In Windleaf City's eastern district, a crowded street was bustling as someone confidently predicted the western district would soon thrive similarly. He stood outside a building with a sign labeled "Inspection," holding a small character, and declared it was the right place. Inside a cozy shop, a merchant explained they only evaluated silver-grade equipment or higher and advised those with bronze gear to shop elsewhere. Holding a glowing pendant, he smiled and asked if it could be appraised, specifically inquiring about its dark gold tier status. Amazed, he confirmed the pendant's dark gold status, while another character smiled confidently in response. He assured the serious character of success if it was dark gold grade, while the other demanded to know the success rate. Claiming to be a gold tier appraiser with over an 80% success rate, he was ready to start despite the high cost for dark gold grade appraisals. He exclaimed in disbelief at the impressive weapons on the table, while his friend urged him to hurry as he was in a rush. He scrutinized the knight pendant using a magnifying glass, noting its dark gold grade, spirit, and strength attributes, intrigued by its damage penalty related to the dark attribute. He marveled at the impressive stats, commenting on their incredible nature, while his companion agreed and suggested they proceed. In shock, he identified the god of wealth, as his friend urged him to quickly assess the items due to time constraints. He analyzed the Knight pendant, observing its dark gold grade and attributes like spirit enhancement, significant strength, and damage reduction. He admired the stats, impressed by their strength, and expressed curiosity about the items, as his companion proposed they advance in their exploration. Feeling satisfied with his improved stats, he confidently noted his significant progress and better abilities. With a confident smile, he considered his next steps, feeling prepared with his current strength. His companion recommended leveling up in Grey Mist Valley. Ahead stretched a dark valley lined with jagged rocks, while a flock of birds swarmed overhead, casting an ominous aura. He speculated whether the area was a level 20 monster zone, which a small creature confirmed. Staring at the pack of grey wolves with glowing red eyes, he recognized the threat they posed in this perilous territory. He expresses concern about grey hyenas appearing in groups, feeling uneasy as he reads the warning and description of their violent nature. He commands Xiao Hui to attack, pointing emphatically as a dragon hovers above, ready for battle. A dragon unleashes its breath, causing chaos as a horse and a rabbit are caught in the blast, surrounded by powerful energy readings. A cloaked character sits on a box, sipping from a cup, while a tiny companion playfully teases him about his leisurely attitude. He sits casually, sipping from a cup, while his little companion mocks him over past struggles, reminding him that life is filled with laughter. He smirks with confidence upon seeing the notification, celebrating his achievement and stating, "Finally leveled up." Xiao Hui, his beast companion, has leveled up too. He contemplates the scene, noting that at this pace, reaching level 20 would only take a few days in the grim landscape surrounded by fallen beasts. He stands near a pillar, dressed in a dark cloak, looking confused as he murmurs to himself, wondering what it is. He examines a glowing scroll mentioning fireball and considers how ridiculous it is for a beast tamer to use it. He questions the importance of learning more skills while grasping a glowing scroll confirming he has successfully learned fireball. He shouted, "My fireball," while creating a fiery sphere and aimed it at a curious fox in the grass. A monstrous wolf stood firm with glowing red eyes as a large explosion occurred behind it, revealing its fierce resolve. He smirked, questioning the fireball's impact and declared it too weak. A small creature beside him laughed, comparing the damage to a fart. Noting it's late, he reminded himself to log off in 2 hours as the third day of Doomsday began, hinting at future events. He announced a public release, stating that all citizens of the Great Xia Kingdom aged 16 and above would be forced into a dangerous game, warning of drastic world changes. The moonlit architecture of the distillery complex loomed overhead, its sharp angles and shadows suggesting hidden secrets and challenges. Lightning struck above the dark buildings, where tall structures gathered shadows, hinting at upcoming challenges. As lightning flashed, characters questioned the situation. One wondered about an earthquake while another suspected a midnight prank, surprised by the looming game. Characters appeared in a strange land, one confused after being in a bath, while another frantically searched for missing skewers, questioning reality. Realizing his possible transmigration, a character named Oldly appeared, and Old Wang jokingly asked if he was dancing in the square. He questioned their sudden entry into the game. She expressed confusion, recalling her midnight snack with Wang Wan and others before being unexpectedly pulled in. He mentioned that it wasn't just them, noting that Doomsday was truly altering the world. She asked if Yen Yen contacted Yi Xiao to boost levels. She refused to acknowledge Yi Xiao, stating he would go to hell. He expressed surprise, revealing he knew the legendary Knight Xiao, who ranked first. She smiled confidently, teasing him with her beauty, claiming no man had ever resisted her, and acknowledged his surprise about Knight Xiao. A vast mountainous landscape unfolded as a message announced that every citizen of the Great Xia Kingdom aged 16 and above had been forcibly logged into Doomsday. In a tense atmosphere, a character explained that the game's exit interface had vanished, leaving players trapped and unable to log out. In a surreal landscape, characters battled against green-skinned foes while discussing how player locations aligned with real-world geography, warning that dying in-game risked being trapped. In a vibrant landscape, 3 characters gathered around a campfire, discussing Knight Xiao, the top-ranked player, while expressing concern about their mysterious circumstances and urgency to find him. In Newbie Village number 001, one character knelt, worried, sharing concerns about their inability to escape the game, fearing permanent entrapment. In the serene landscape, he contemplated the seriousness of their situation, asking about Knight Xiao and updates on the top player. In a bright setting, one character worries about their inability to contact Night Xiao, who has reached level 12, while another suggests that Chen Kuang might not be helpful. A character kneels, puzzled by Kuang Blade's low level despite being in the beta. The other explains the challenges of Doomsday and how many players are stuck. One character expresses surprise at Jiangqing's character, noting Night Xiao's uniqueness and urges to spread the word. The other agrees, understanding the situation. Upon receiving a message, he learns that Night Xiao has been summoned to the Duke's mansion for an investigation and confirms he will go there. He confidently walks toward the Duke's mansion, excited about the news of the royal beast tamer's arrival. At the base of the grand staircase, he stands while she watches him, their meeting filled with anticipation in the elegant mansion. In a purple dress with floral designs, she expresses joy at seeing him again, saying she missed him. He, captivated, admits to himself her allure and irresistible nature. Admiring Sophia's beauty, he asks about the royal beastmaster. She reminds him not to rush, as Uncle Stir is currently away. She expresses disappointment over her dashed hopes, but he cheerfully reveals that Uncle Stir mentioned a way to unlock the hidden class in Windleaf. He expressed surprise at discovering treasure in Windleaf's main city, realizing its proximity to his home, and eagerly asked Sophia for directions. She considered the upcoming challenge, recalling Uncle Stir's advice about a powerful dragon beneath the labyrinth near the city, while he playfully confirmed if she meant the cave maze. She stood confidently in her elegant dress, while he casually mentioned overhearing its name, showing his past familiarity with the cave maze. She remembered hearing a rumor about a demonized boss in the cave, while he speculated if it had become a dragon, drawing on his past life knowledge. She insisted on checking it out first, while he warned her about entering a dangerous level 80 area where even the city's elite hadn't returned alive. He reassured Sophia of his methods, confidently citing past exploits like stealing a dragon egg, while she irritably told him to be quiet. He smirked, claiming that for the right price, he could take down a dragon, while Sophia looked on, surprised. He declared confidently that the job suited him better, while Sophia curiously wondered how Yi Xiao possessed a level 12 Supreme Hall's token. She playfully asked who summoned her this time, while magic swirled around her. She teasingly greeted her brother, Yi Xiao, asking if he missed her, while he nervously spoke about a big job he had for her. She scolded Tao Jia about his foresight, hinting at his prediction regarding another dragon, while he stood intrigued. She questioned if he held a grudge against dragons, recalling a previous encounter that almost harmed her, and refused to assist again. He proposed a deal for a 2 billion reward, while she seriously considered the offer. She hesitated, mentioning her injuries and needing time to recover, while he provided information about the Holy Spirit Spring's location. She demanded confirmation of his knowledge about the Holy Spirit Spring and declared her willingness to accompany him despite the danger. He agreed to depart immediately, while she playfully questioned the timing of their departure. She inquired about the location of the Holy Spirit Spring, and he mentioned the Lost Lands, pondering if he truly knew the precise coordinates. She thought about Yi Xiao, realizing he exceeded her expectations, while her friend nodded in agreement, amazed by his abilities. She contemplated his future, wondering if he would become a god-tier powerhouse, her smile showing her growing affection. They gathered around Wang Chang, urging him to wake up, concerned after he was slashed by a goblin twice, recalling his respawn but ongoing struggles. Wang Chang pleaded for help, expressing fear for his life within the game. Others mentioned their wish to escape, noting that someone had already reached level 12. From Dragon Ridge, towering mountains extended into the misty distance, creating an atmosphere of mystery. On the rocky ledge, a character commented on the beauty of the area, acknowledging its peaceful appearance while recognizing hidden dangers. While discussing their mission, Tao Jia highlighted the threat posed by level 80 monsters, advising caution to avoid unnecessary battles before entering the labyrinth. In the mountainous landscape, Tao Jia reminded Kid to be cautious and avoid detection by the dragon near the labyrinth entrance. Tao Jia assured Kid of their safety, pointing out the labyrinth entrance hidden below the steep slope. Kid warned that he'd better be right, or she would proceed alone. Tao Jia confidently indicated the hidden path, gesturing to the winding trail between the mountains. In the grand mountainous landscape, Tao Jia pointed at the massive stone door, announcing it as their final destination, while a dragon flew overhead. Facing the intricate stone door, she pointed out the problem, noting the sophisticated teleportation array but doubting her ability to open it. He gestured confidently towards the stone door, while she stood behind him, her determined expression hinting at her readiness for action. He held a knife confidently, demonstrating his readiness for the upcoming challenge. Before a glowing seal on the stone wall, he inquired about unlocking it, driven by curiosity. Amazed, he extended his hand toward the glowing seal, acknowledging her success. He assured her of taking on the task, standing beside her in his dark cloak, while she pondered quietly in her striking red outfit. Holding a knife, he smirked confidently, his gloved hand contrasting with the bright blue sky and dark outfit. He stood before an ancient symbol, questioning her knowledge of its opening as she confidently prepared for action beside him. Reaching toward the ancient symbol, he realized her success in activating it, filled with astonishment. He invited her to follow him confidently, as she speculated about the secrets he might conceal. At the entrance, he read a warning about the dangerous maze while a panicked character pleaded for safety. Descending the stairs with a mysterious girl, he noted the eerie zone's time limit of 3 hours, unlike the previous 3 days. He warned Yi Xiao about the mission's danger, comparing it to facing a Tier 5 dragon. Sister Tao, a god-tier sorceress, appeared unconcerned. She dismissed the threat as trivial, asserting her power as a god-tier sorceress and Supreme Hall Elder. He agreed and urged her to hurry. She reminded him of Sister Tao, inquiring about his knowledge of concealment magic. He smiled and urged her to hurry. She questioned his knowledge of concealment magic, recalling Sister Tao, while confidently displaying her red outfit and staff. With a playful smirk, he remarked on the challenge's ease. She acknowledged his powerful sorcery, impressed by their combined magic's effect. He informed Sister Tao about 5 eerie monsters in the maze, noting 3 were level 60 crawlers. She asked how he knew, questioning if he was a prophet. He smirked, claiming he had cleared the maze many times in a past life. She, dressed in red, anxiously pressed for more details. He urged Sister Tao to sneak past the creatures unnoticed, recalling his past maze experiences with confidence, as she listened anxiously. He confidently told Sister Tao he would go first, urging her to observe closely with a menacing creature nearby. He dashed forward, riding atop a fearsome creature, showing determination as he faced the challenges ahead. She expressed surprise, questioning how a level 60 elite could have overlooked him, then declared she no longer considered him her master. Charging forward, she summoned a powerful aura, preparing to strike while he watched the danger approaching from behind her. Turning to him, she urged him to be ready for the coming battle as they entered the ancient ruins, surrounded by shadows. He observed the imposing character before him, a massive creature in a rugged cave, feeling nostalgic about his past. Facing the maze guardian, a massive eerie beast, Sister Tao asked about its level, noting its average strength for a level 100 berserk eerie boss. He announced his plan to open the treasure chest and urged Sister Tao to prepare for the attack, while she assured him she would provide an absolute defense buff. He cautioned Lao Hui to be careful, mentioning that reckless actions could alert the Yin spirit beast, suggesting Lao Hui should worry about himself. Eagerly looking at the ornate chest, he exclaimed that the hidden class scroll was almost within his reach. In surprise, he noted that even the treasure inside the chest was different, reaching for a glowing crystal and a mysterious scroll. Startled, he gasped at the sight of the massive, intimidating creature behind him, realizing he had stumbled into something truly dangerous. Startled, he aimed at the enormous creature, unleashing a powerful frost shock. She urgently warned him, holding a fiery blue flame and a staff, demanding he escape from the looming danger. Frantically, he called for Sister Tao's help while fleeing the massive pink creature with glowing red eyes. Confidently, she conjured a blue spell as he, amazed, followed her in the dimly lit scene titled, Whole-Fount Magic Formation. Wide-eyed, he stood as rumbling energy crackled around him, unveiling a hefty character with bewilderment. Examining the shimmering cooldown stone, he realized its incredible power, while a small figure behind him remarked on his luck. Holding the glowing stone, he questioned its nature as another doom rank item, realizing the reset cooldown meant the chapter's brutality would last only 3 days. Facing the massive creature, the characters weighed their options. Yi Xiao considered whether to confront the boss or retreat. Determined to fight, he urged Sister Tao to give it her all, while she resolved to unleash her full power. She raised her staff, channeling magic for the confrontation, determined to harness her strength against the mighty foe. The massive monster displayed its sharp teeth, threatening anyone who dared to oppose it. He felt anxious, wondering why the boss was screaming. Nearby, a small creature speculated if the monster was going berserk and pondered the reason. He panicked, claiming something was summoning a dragon as a monstrous hand emerged from the ground. He recognized the terrifying creature as a dragon, prompting others to flee as flames erupted from its mouth. He questioned the boss's screams, while a small red-skinned creature advised him not to ask. He stood frozen, realizing with dread that a dragon was being summoned. He watched in horror as a fierce dragon emerged, unleashing flames and demanding action from those paralyzed by fear. He urged her to escape, shouting there was no chance against the monstrous explosion behind them. He questioned how a Yian beast could summon a dragon, while she wondered if they were just neighbors. He urged her to hurry. He urged the kid to run as the massive beast charged, vowing to tackle it first despite the danger. He felt confident, holding a cooldown stone and brutal chapter, thinking it was the perfect moment to test his firepower. She warned him he was risking his life. He shouted fiercely, threatening his opponent and launched an attack, energized for battle against the massive character before him. He expressed disbelief at the minimal damage he faced, feeling unlucky. A tiny creature warned him not to expect help if he died. He charged forward with fierce determination, showcasing sharp fangs and glowing red eyes, radiating overwhelming power. He unleashed a brutal attack, his raw strength evident as chaos erupted, marked by ominous numbers hinting at his formidable presence. He charged forward as the display indicated the target's HP fell below 20%, activating an instant death effect. The massive foe lay wounded before him. He received notifications of his success for defeating the level 100 strange demonized boss and saw his level rise to 20, alongside his beast companion Little Grey leveling up. He smiled confidently, exhilarated as the notification announced his level cap reached 20, excitement bubbling at his success. He found it unbelievable that a level 100 demonized boss was defeated by a rookie at level 12. A shocked warrior exclaimed about a rookie defeating a level 100 demonized boss, questioning the reality of their game as others shared his disbelief. A warrior expressed disbelief at the rookie's success in killing a level 100 boss, while others speculated about a possible game bug or questioned if Yishao was human. One character showed respect to Yishao by kneeling and calling him Daddy, while others reflected on their father's honor and felt shame in their competition. A character questioned the fairness of a rookie defeating a powerful boss, while another laughed, hoping for rewards despite the unusual circumstances. He was concerned about the cave collapsing after the dragon's defeat, while she protested, insisting she hadn't collected the loot. He urged leaving through the portal, but she was worried about the loot and pleaded not to abandon it. Rocks tumbled, debris scattered, and the chaos reminded everyone of the looming danger. Debris scattered violently as rocks tumbled, intensifying the urgent atmosphere and highlighting the looming threat. He felt excitement recalling thrilling experiences, while she sighed in relief at their escape through Sister Tao's portal. He paused in confusion, as she stood confidently with her staff, prepared for what came next. A majestic dragon soared through the sky, wings wide, as tension filled the air, signaling the battle's continuation. A fierce dragon appears, and the worried hero expresses his fear of the Holy Judgment Dragon, while the confident heroine stands ready for action. As an explosion occurs, the concerned hero questions if they are fleeing again, while the determined heroine requests the location of the Holy Spirit Spring and her payment. In Fengye, main city, the church's serene architecture towers majestically over the landscape, offering peace amidst the bustling city. In front of the church in Fengye, a cloaked character acknowledges a woman in a purple dress for her success in retrieving an item from the labyrinth. A woman in a purple dress praises a man, who modestly downplays her compliment, while a small creature on his shoulder adds a humorous remark. In a vibrant setting, she asks how to unlock a hidden class with a scroll, while he doubts its significance, considering the parchment thoughtfully. She insists the parchment can unlock her hidden potential and grant a unique class, while he skeptically questions if it's truly a class-changing scroll. She urges him to follow her as they stand at the grand staircase, the elegant setting contrasting with her urgent voice. He realizes the estate had a hidden chamber, something he missed before, as he speaks to the woman in a flowing gown. In a grand room, a man in a red cape introduces himself as Stir, the royal beast master, welcoming the young one seeking his guidance. A young girl approaches Master Stir, eager to unlock her hidden class. Meanwhile, a man beside her is surprised by the return of this method. Master Stir prepares to assist a boy eager to transition. The boy expresses his readiness, excited about unlocking his power through a special parchment. The boy greets Master Stir, stating his intent to change to a hidden profession. Another character comments on the surprise of this choice. Master Stir informs the boy he will oversee the class transfer. The boy, eager to begin, expresses his readiness, and Stir encourages him to follow his heart. Master Stir instructs the boy to remain calm and not resist. The boy, wrapped in a cloak, acknowledges the warning confidently. Two shimmering blue orbs float in a tranquil sky, their glow capturing attention with light and mystery. He stands confidently in a gray cloak, as shimmering blue orbs hover around him, showcasing his mastery. He looks astonished, his mustached face reflecting disbelief, as he observes all 5 crystal balls activated. Concerned, he questions Uncle Stir if this is what he meant by the supreme class transfer. She confirms it is correct. He stands confidently, observing 5 glowing crystal orbs floating around him, as someone notes they symbolize potential, reflecting on their own class change. A character questions if the man beside him, surrounded by 5 blue crystal orbs, is human after witnessing his incredible ability to surpass human limits. With a contemplative smile and a flower crown, she wonders if Night Xiao might be far beyond ordinary. Notifications announce his success in completing the class transfer quest, Whispers of the Dragon, making him a unique dragon speaker. He smiles confidently as a notification states he has surpassed the class rank limit and advanced to the unique hidden profession, Beast God Master. He notes his hidden profession as a Beast God Master fills him with power, as glowing orbs encompass him. He realizes his status as a Beast God Master grants him incredible power, with stats that seem extraordinary. He exclaims in disbelief about someone unlocking the legendary Beast God Master class, realizing it involves mastering incredible powers and gaining extraordinary stat boosts, including a crafting blueprint. He examines the Beast God's Claw blueprint, noting it starts at epic rank, but acknowledges the rare materials needed for crafting, requiring monster hunting to gather them. Xiao expresses gratitude to Master Stir for completing his class transfer, while Stir highlights Zhao's astonishing talent and limitless potential in the divine realm. With a confident smirk, the young man, holding a small red creature, boasts of his journey to greatness and expresses his need to forge the Beast God's Claw. A young man tells the armored guardian he wants to challenge the Abyss trial, with 2 companions ready for the adventure. The guardian asks the group if they're ready for the trial as they stand confidently before him. The man announces he'll tackle the Abyss-level trial alone, while his companions watch his determined expression. A surprised knight assesses the challenger, who states he embraces challenges without regret, even in death. The knight assures the group, while a red-haired companion stands nervously, as the warrior expresses trust in the news ahead. The knight shakes his head, remarking on how different the visitors are from another world, standing confidently under clear skies. A panicked boy rushes to the group, calling for the boss, as a blue-haired girl and a red-haired girl listen in fear about the beast's mutation. A distressed girl urges getting a potion for their injured boss, while a character notes not everyone can face the Abyss-level trial. In the Great Rift, level 20, rugged mountains rise sharply against a bright sky, setting the stage for the Abyss-level trial. In class, Mr. Lee asks if more students joined the game. Wang Jun mentions seeing Zhou Hong and Qin Yanran, while Lu Lin thanks Zhou for earlier help. He thanked them for the warning about the beginner village, acknowledging that without it, he might have died. Wang Jun agreed, mentioning the alarming reports of many deaths in Doomsday. Li expressed gratitude to Zhou Hong for alerting them that their class had no casualties, mentioning Wang Ming's news about monsters. Zhou Hong joked about knowing more because of the beta test, and Wang Jun inquired about Yi Zhao's location. Li was puzzled by Yi Zhao's sudden disappearance during the dangerous Doomsday events, while Wang Jun speculated if Yi Zhao had failed, questioning his gaming skills. He sat against a large rock, determined to conceal his identity, while planning to focus on increasing his level. He witnessed a dragon unleashing fire at a giant stone character, urging Old Hui to start their task. A small dragon fiercely attacked a colossal stone character with its claws, labeled Dragon Claw 2354, showcasing its vibrant colors against the stone background. The dragon's attack caused the stone character to shatter, sending debris flying, highlighting the dragon's immense power as it roared in triumph. Old Hui celebrated a victory, praising his dragon companion for its impressive strength while wielding a rock-shattering hammer and a magnificent greatsword. Old Hui stood in awe, momentarily surprised as he struck a massive stone with his sword, sending cracks through the ground. Old Hui gazed in astonishment at the towering metallic character, wondering what it could be, sensing a formidable challenge ahead. Old Hui pondered the challenge of the Abyss Watcher, noting its level was only 20. He prepared to face the towering enemy and called for assistance, but his ally insisted they didn't need help. Hui found the boss's body, while a companion couldn't believe it, saying they had followed Yi Zhao's path exactly. Hui doubted Yi Zhao's success, suspecting an exploit, while his companion agreed it was likely. The system announced Yi Zhao's victory over the Abyss level, surprising and intriguing two characters. A dragon roared in triumph, claiming victory as a character with a sword observed the defeated opponent. He stood before a massive creature, holding a glowing fragment, lamenting the lack of loot. She expressed disbelief over Night Zhao's success, suspecting a loophole, while he confidently agreed. In awe, she revealed Night Zhao's unprecedented achievement, earning the Stone of Valor and special points. He observed the dragon's triumph, as his ally boasted about defeating the enemy knight, while the fallen opponent lay on the ground. He stood next to the fallen giant, holding a glowing blue fragment, and reflected on another abyss stone fragment, disappointed at the lack of gear. He wondered about the mysterious fragments dropped by the Wanderer and the Watcher, considering their potential use in crafting a powerful item, as his frog companion teased, "You wish." He chose not to overthink and planned to figure it out later, ready to return through the swirling portal in front of him. He looked confidently at the swirling portal above, feeling accomplished as he was congratulated as a warrior. Two armored knights stood before him, announcing that he had completed the trial and would now receive his reward. He expressed amazement while holding the Stone of Valor, realizing it could greatly enhance the emblem of valor. With a confident smile, he held the radiant Stone of Valor, urging everyone to act swiftly to unleash its potential. He celebrated his achievement, triumphantly holding the legendary emblem of valor, now with enhanced power and attributes, confident in its potential. He declared that with his new companion, he would be unstoppable in the level 30 zone, encouraging Old Hui to proceed. He looked up, noticing the system maintenance notification about logging out soon, and questioned what was happening, wondering if they were finally returning to reality. He heard the system maintenance announcement and expressed a desire to return home, sharing his hopes with others for a return to reality. Characters appeared on a busy street, their energized outlines highlighting their unexpected arrival. Following the country's fall into doomsday, experts cautioned that this supernatural game would soon impact the whole world, leaving players worried about the Abyss trial. In a cozy room, Qingfeng Sueji, a high-level player, shared updates during a live stream with an enthusiastic host, discussing the game's effect on reality. In a stylish room, Qingfeng Sueji expressed surprise at not knowing a player, contemplating their potential contribution. Qingfeng Sueji, the first to clear a hard-level advancement trial and second in a night trial, mentioned his luck and the necessity of his team's support. As Qingfeng Sueji adjusted his glasses, he informed the interviewer about players logging into Doomsday during sleep, noting the complexity even officials couldn't explain. While adjusting his glasses, Qingfeng Sueji told the interviewer that Night Zhao, despite being a fellow player, surpassed even the top-ranked players. Watching the interview on TV, Qingfeng Sueji reflected that top players combined would struggle against Night Zhao, wishing for such a powerhouse on his team. Fu Bo, in a stylish white suit, confidently assured the young master he would use all resources to address the situation with Night Zhao. He sat at his computer looking concerned, realizing players could only log in by sleeping, while contemplating a slow real-world doomsday invasion. He thought about reaching level 30 for beast tamers to unlock an extra pet slot and decided to concentrate on achieving this goal. In Grey Mist Valley, tagged as level 30, massive rocks scattered the grassy landscape, suggesting adventures for beast tamers. A beast tamer in Grey Mist Valley instructed Old Hui to launch a stunning shock attack on the stone-like creatures advancing. Old Hui soared through the air, readying himself for battle against unseen foes. Two stone characters observed Old Hui with surprise, cheering him on and acknowledging his growing strength with joy. A fierce green dragon with glowing eyes released a stream of fire from its mouth, displaying a powerful presence as it flew through the sky. The dragon breathed fire at a target, while a nearby character praised its performance as excellent. He smirked, celebrating Old Huey's achievement of leveling up to level 24, while the dragon beamed with pride. The crowd reacted in shock upon seeing the world rankings board. Someone exclaimed about a player shooting up to second place, calling it insane and broken. He considered that leveling might slow down at higher levels, allowing others to catch up, but saw the gap continuing to widen. He observed Night Zhao at level 24 and Qingfeng Sueju at level 10, noting the increasing disparity in their abilities. Reflecting on their past, he noted they never matched Night Zhao's level. One character commended another's skills, while another said second place wasn't bad, asserting their control over ranks 3 to 6. At Dragon's Nest in Novice Village number 9527, one character questioned another about the egg missing for days while they lounged in a dark corner. In a tense standoff, Radiant Dragon and Skyfire Dragon exchanged looks as the Dragon Prophet explained the heavy burden of their race's fate. Radiant Dragon expressed disdain, remarking that the human's presence was intolerable and revolting. The imposing dragon questioned if the other referred to the despised gods, insisting no human could wield such power. The fierce dragon declared himself the dragon prophet, claiming to see beyond others and willing to trust a human with their race's future, while the other character disagreed, calling it reckless. In a dramatic scene, two dragons soared over mountains. One urgently declared there was no time left. A fierce red dragon noted the human's aura was repulsive, emphasizing the tension as they flew through the sky. The fierce black dragon questioned how a human could wield such repulsive divine power. The red dragon, a prophet of the dragon tribe, suggested trusting their future to mortals, while the black dragon criticized this as reckless. The red and black dragons flew swiftly, with the red dragon urging haste due to limited time. The red dragon warned of impending darkness and revealed that their final hope rested on a mortal. A smaller dragon questioned whether they could truly trust a human with their fate, to which the red dragon insisted the mortal was their last chance. They reached Windleaf Main City, reflecting that the journey was challenging yet rewarding. He confidently claimed that, aside from Night Xiao, they were likely the first players to arrive at Windleaf Main City, and his companions agreed eagerly. He was awestruck by the giant dragon above, while his companion hesitated, unsure of what to think. He begged for help as the Judgment Dragon captured him, and another character scolded him for being helpless, questioning if anyone could assist. Watching the sky, he shouted for help, amazed by the giant dragon, while another character questioned if it was Night Xiao. A character asked the boss about following the dragon, while another warned that it was the Judgment Dragon, dangerous enough to end them all. In Windleaf City, breaking news reported a dragon boss sighting and the capture of a player, speculated to be Night God, causing shock among players. In Windleaf City, players discussed Night Xiao facing two dragons. One envied his luck, while another expressed disbelief, not having seen a dragon yet. In a desolate landscape, a massive dragon loomed over a mystical stone platform, while two smaller figures lay on the ground, surrounded by glowing inscriptions. A character stood between two enormous dragons, questioning their familiar appearance. Another reminded him of his good deeds, warning him not to disturb them. He feared for their fate, realizing one dragon's egg was stolen by him and the other had its home looted, thinking things weren't looking good. The dragon questioned the mortal's fear. He boldly replied that anyone claiming otherwise was foolish, showcasing his daring spirit against the creature. The dragon assured the mortal not to fear, explaining that the dragon egg taken offered a great opportunity. The mortal questioned, "You mean, Little Grey?" The mortal gasped in shock at the dragon's name, exclaiming it was disgraceful. The dragon, amused, insisted that Little Grey quite liked it. A sense of urgency filled the air as the red dragon urged to get to business, while the black dragon calmly agreed. The red and black dragons soar through the sky, declaring their allegiance to the dragon god. A frustrated character shouts, anxious about the unknown dragon egg, pleading for freedom. A colossal dragon looms over a barren landscape, flames bursting from its mouth, surrounded by symbols suggesting a powerful ritual. The fierce dragon, with eyes glowing brightly, exudes power, ready to unleash its fury. He receives the dragon clan's blessing, vibrant energy enveloping him, indicating immense power and destiny. A surge of energy flows through him as he gains a fragment of the dragon god's power, surrounded by a vibrant glow. In the Doomsday Forum, Xia Nation's dominance is highlighted, while Jin Zheng climbs the ranks with impressive skills, surpassing Ming Yurui. Night Xiao struggles at level 30, stalled for 3 days since being taken by dragons, causing speculation about his situation. Characters ponder the mysterious fate of Night Xiao, questioning his encounter with dragons due to his unpredictable nature. In a discussion, one character sarcastically remarks on another's shady deal with dragons, questioning Night Xiao's reliability and swift return. Experiencing a headache, one character expressed frustration over another's limited mindset, while a notification highlighted their newfound strength from the dragon god. Feeling disoriented in the vast landscape, he pondered his location, realizing it was a level 40 area and noted the absence of 2 dragons. She learned about her class as the god of fortune and discovered her innate talents, endless fortune, stingy beyond compare, and great fortune, all at level 1. Reflecting on his talents, unmatched charm and power of the god of fortune, he wondered why his skills remained unchanged. He hesitated upon realizing he had acquired a new skill called Money Shield, which transformed gold into protective power, and was amazed by its potential. With excitement, he noted the absence of cooldown for his new skill and felt fortunate for his extraordinary luck. He contemplated the God of Fortune class's new talent skills, pondering over the Beast God Controller, while a dragon perched on his shoulder. He examined new class options: Beast God Controller, with innate talents such as divine power and source of magic, considering his future path. Amazed by the innate talents displayed, Divine Beast Set, Beast God Aura, and Infinite Beast Mastery, he pondered limitless possibilities in beast taming. He looked at the small creature in his hand, astonished that even royal beast masters limit themselves to 3 pets, while this one seemed limitless. He expressed disbelief, questioning whether it was reality or a dream. Kneeling, he addresses the dragon gods, promising to burn incense to honor them. Thrilled, his brother follows him. In the trial hall at level 30, he stands at the castle gate, armored, determined, as the landscape unfolds around him. Facing the armored character, he affirms his readiness for the abyssal level trial, while the knight requests a moment. A grand archway glows with mystical light, energy swirling, marking the entrance to a challenging new realm. He stands before the trial hall's imposing entrance, a knight in armor towering over a figure in dark attire, setting the stage for challenges. A knight in shining armor greets Lord Knight Shao, inquiring if he is ready for the abyss-level trial. Lord Knight Shao nods confidently. A mysterious archway shines with bright, blue light, hinting at an unknown adventure, the atmosphere charged with anticipation. Near the mysterious archway, an armored character wishes Lord Knight Shao luck, and he expresses gratitude. A figure in white leads a small companion and a dragon through the icy wasteland, braving snowy mountains. Shivering in the cold, he complains about underdressing, as a green dragon hovers above him. He wipes sweat from his brow, puzzled, as an energy sphere swirls mysteriously behind him. He narrowly avoids a massive snowball, relieved, as the snowy landscape stretches around him. Dodging a giant snowball, he realizes he has a shield after a friend shouts in confusion. He stares as an ice giant charges, a small dragon swooping behind, adding to the chaos. He urges his dragon, Old Hui, to demonstrate strength, raising an arm to the sky for the upcoming challenge. He commands Old Hui to unleash fiery breath, as flames explode from his body and the sky brightens. Relaxed and victorious after defeating the white-furred mutant Yeti, a notification congratulates him. He stands worried, addressing Lao Hui about danger. The creature on his shoulder replies simply, "Nope." Old Hui, the celestial dragon, showcases dominance over weaker creatures while rapidly recovering health. Old Hui demonstrates overwhelming skill, silencing magic and asserting dominance, leaving everyone in awe. Old Hui stood amidst the chaos, observing the surge of ice monsters and pondering their sudden appearance. A dragon roared above, urging Old Hui to unleash his wild side and attack fiercely. During the fierce battle, a small dragon's fiery breath startled nearby warriors, prompting them to unite against the unexpected threat. A towering icy creature loomed over the characters, celebrating his achievement as a seeker of the Abyss King tier. He laughed, dismissing the King tier as weak, but a companion warned him not to be overconfident, recalling past failures. Knight Shao loudly celebrated passing the Abyss-level advancement trial, while others marveled at his achievement and the deity's attention. In disbelief, a character cursed about someone surviving a dragon attack, while another expressed frustration at the situation. He smugly stated he expected such resilience, while the cloaked figure acknowledged that even the toughest trial wouldn't surpass his potential. He suggested returning to the city to meet the intriguing individual, and the cloaked figure acknowledged his command would begin the real game. Holding the Abyss Stone, Fragment 3, he noted its unknown grade and questioned the number of remaining fragments, as a knight stood silently behind him. He held the heroic Radiant Stone, considering its epic grade and benefits, and thought about how it could further enhance his heroic emblem. He waved to Lord Knight Shao, wishing him well, as the armored knight stood beside him. The knight assured him they'd meet again later. In Fengye main city, citizens were busy in the streets, surrounded by quaint buildings with a tall tower in the background. A hooded figure in the city noticed the growing crowd, while another, dressed elegantly, remarked on the other's absence for several days. The hooded figure watched the crowd outside the appraisal shop, as another character questioned why so many people were gathering at the entrance. A hooded man, with a mysterious figure beside him, demanded that the shop owner appraise his gear, while another person warned him to wait in line. The shop owner, surprised and cautious, held a ring and faced the hooded figure with an exclamation. Recognizing the hooded figure, the shop owner enthusiastically welcomed him as the god of fortune and invited him inside. A baffled warrior questioned the hooded figure's status, while a smug man commented on his privileged position, suggesting an unequal social structure. An older man, surprised, asked if the item in the younger man's hand was the heroic emblem, while the younger man insisted on enhancing it first. An anxious young man prepares to enhance a valuable item. A surprised older man comments on its quality while another character observes. The young man hammers the item, sparks flying, focusing intently on his task. A group reacts to the glowing legendary grade equipment. One character remarks on the blinding light, while another discusses its properties. A hooded figure examines the legendary item, questioning its upgrade potential and wondering if he is Knight Xiao. A group bursts into a room. One character notes it is unsurprising he passed the Abyss-level trial, reflecting urgency. In a bustling store, a hooded figure asks Lord Knight Xiao for friendship, while others request help with a sister's outfit. In a dimly lit room, a hooded figure tries to remain unnoticed while asking the boss to evaluate items, promising satisfaction. Reacting in shock, one character comments on the dark gold gear. Another pleads with the boss for a few pieces, citing financial trouble. A character cloaked in shadow asks the boss to evaluate items, while another guarantees satisfaction. One character expresses excitement over dark gold items. Another pleads for a sale, stating money isn't an issue, just wanting one item from the boss. In the Doomsday Forum, a character announces that Yihan has arrived in Fengye City with dark gold items for appraisal. Another character doubts the news, referencing an earlier false claim about Knight Xiao. A cloaked character examines an item and insists the photos are genuine, linked to a local appraiser. Another character exclaims his immediate return. In a busy town square, characters rush forward. One confidently declares his intention to become Knight Xiao's disciple, while another humorously claims he wants to bear the master's children. After ensuring he wasn't followed, the cloaked character stands near a building, relieved, with a small creature resting on his shoulder. Feeling drained from being watched, the cloaked character considers his next move. Another character approaches, identifying him as Knight Xiao. Curious yet cautious, the cloaked character questions the situation, observing the surrounding scenery. The character in red assures the cloaked figure there is no trouble and only wants to discuss business. Others remain silent behind him. The character in red questions the cloaked figure about a business offer for dark gold gear. The other proposes a tempting deal not to be refused. The character in red smirks, teasing the cloaked figure about the large gold coins offered. Another bystander comments on his apparent fixation with the game. The cloaked figure smirks, questioning who is trying to show off, as he doesn't recall him from his previous life. He recognized the assassin as a familiar character, recalling a top player who preferred playing solo. He asked the assassin about his true intentions, acknowledging his impressive ranking and potential, while noting his lack of awareness about the real-world benefits of his virtual fame. One character, intrigued, was ready to listen, while another, cloaked and confident, assured they would deliver whatever was needed, dismissing empty promises. A character in red armor confidently inquired about the decision, eagerly awaiting a response, while a group of figures stood expectantly in the background. The character in red armor expressed flattery for a proposed partnership, while the cloaked character smiled, relieved that their goals aligned. A cloaked character with fiery magic expressed annoyance at another's showy behavior, deciding to take a break at the respawn point. The character in a red outfit exclaimed in surprise at a fiery attack, while the cloaked figure insisted on discussing matters instead. The cloaked figure smirked as flames erupted behind, causing a dark silhouette to scream in pain, stating that the other should have remained silent. A panicked character exclaimed disbelief at the young master's death, while another demanded everyone freeze, warning against killing in the main city. A hooded figure confidently addressed a group, demanding them to drop their money and gear, as his companion remarked on the audacity of killing in the main city. Three characters pause tensely as one shouts about an impending fight, while another warns of the approaching city guards. A group of armored guards surrounds two anxious characters, as one insists they must not let a single opponent escape. A shocked armored character with horns questions who would dare commit murder in the main city, expressing disbelief at their recklessness. Claiming responsibility for the murder confidently, one character is met with disbelief from his companion, who questions how anyone could remain calm after such an act. The character questions the man's first-class citizen status, seeking clarification for a proper report. Casually, he replies that he dealt with the threat by discarding the trash, shocking the armored character, who is incredulous that a nobody would threaten someone significant. He assures the armored character that it was no trouble, while the knight insists on their duty to protect citizens and pleads to handle it themselves. Surprised, he questions if they are truly allowing the prisoner to leave, while others remain silent, observing the situation. The armored leader commands his squad to move out, raising his hand to emphasize urgency, while soldiers prepare for orders. He questions his boss about the chaos, frustrated by the inaction, while his partner scolds him to pay closer attention. He stated the man they were discussing was an important first-class citizen the Duchess was desperately seeking. Another recognized the individual. The Duke's estate, with its blue dome and arches, stands proudly under a clear sky. She, seated elegantly, expressed disbelief and asked if it was a joke, as sunlight filled the bright room. She anxiously inquired why there was no update on Knight Xiao, thoughtfully touching her chin. She rushed in excitedly to inform her madam they finally received news about Lord Xiao. He sat in surprise, questioning the truth of the news. Confidently, she demanded to know Lord Xiao's location, her elaborate outfit highlighting her bold presence. At the respawn point, a frustrated character reprimanded his companions, questioning their failure to eliminate their target in the main city. Another character at the respawn point admitted frustration over losing to a level 30 opponent, while another believed they were equals. At the respawn point, the young master instructed another to retrieve his lost gear, and the cloaked figure agreed. From above, a figure observed the group below, asserting he didn't take the gear as it seemed unnecessary. Another character reacted with shock. From above, a character remarked he didn't take their gear, suggesting they wouldn't need it. A character below gasped in shock. A character in red armor warned another standing on a dome. He stated it was the respawn zone, questioning their actions and emphasizing that surveillance was stricter in the main city. He confidently raised a glowing staff, declaring that if the dome wasn't removed, they would face the opening decree. A figure emerged, surrounded by fiery flames, and gasped in shock, overwhelmed by the intensity. A cloaked figure confronted the armored warrior and an onlooker, stating that if they didn't act, the enemy wouldn't be the only one dying. He raised the glowing staff and smirked, declaring indifference to killing one or many. They called out to Yi Xiao, who stood in the center, glowing with power as three figures helped stabilize him. Yi Xiao confronted the figures with determination, warning of dire consequences not just for him, but for their loved ones. One figure scoffed at his threats. Yi Xiao faced the figure above with defiance, declaring the threat meant nothing as realization struck, intensifying the tension. They watched in shock as someone exclaimed that the legendary Yi Xiao dared to kill at the respawn point, questioning his sanity. Concern arose when they realized the young master didn't respawn, forcing him to log out as a shadowy character stood nearby. The black-robed judge stood confidently with armored guards, challenging anyone to dare kill in that place. Amidst the armored guards, Yi Xiao heard a warning that despite his strength, he couldn't escape the black-robed judge's judgment, realizing his situation was dire. Sweating with anxiety, Yi Xiao thought alerting the black-robed judge posed a great risk, as a direct confrontation could lead to a major defeat. Yi Xiao proclaimed he was the one who killed him, while the black-robed judge responded calmly and reasonably. The imposing armored character commanded to take him away, as a group of shadowy soldiers observed the tense moment. An elegant mansion with grand architecture and lush greenery surrounded the scene, inviting mystery and beauty. A frantic servant pleaded for the young master to wake up, rushing to his bedside where he lay peacefully on a modern bed. A concerned servant watched as a man entered the corridor, urgently questioned about the young master, while another anxiously revealed the tragic news of his death. A furious man demanded to know who killed his brother, declaring he wanted the entire family to die with him. In the Dragon Phoenix Empire court, a first-class citizen demands adherence to the laws of Feng City, warning of penalties for betrayal. He explained how a group tried to intimidate him, prompting him to assert the necessity of killing to protect his dignity. Yi Xiao admitted to blocking the respawn point and repeatedly killing someone. His friends warned that his actions could be fatal. A stern character commanded silence and announced Yi Xiao's lifetime exile from the Eastern District due to his actions. A figure in dark attire respectfully argued that Yi Xiao only killed a vagrant who insulted him, claiming his actions were justified. She questioned if the punishment was too severe, while the guards stood prepared for orders in the regal hallway. The judge, dressed in regal red robes, formally addressed the lady, introducing himself with respect in the grand courtroom. The lady, adorned in a revealing outfit and a floral crown, declared Mr. Yi Xiao her friend and urged fairness, while Ida watched. A man in a red cape contemplated, acknowledging the lady's point about Yi Xiao's unjust sentence, while soldiers awaited orders to free him. Mr. Ida agreed to leave, respecting the lady's insistence on Yi Xiao's innocence, as a knight stood ready beside her. Layla told Yi Xiao to leave, but he confidently declined. A mysterious character observed them, showing respect to Layla. Layla thanked Yi Xiao, mentioning his narrow escape, and he replied modestly that it was not a problem. She expressed relief at Yi Xiao's safety, mentioning she had sent people to find him after capturing a dragon. Yi Xiao corrected her, saying it was actually 2 dragons and it was ultimately beneficial. Layla insisted playfully that Yi Xiao should return home to share his adventures. He responded warmly, acknowledging their time apart and his eagerness to share his experiences. She, dressed in a revealing outfit with a floral crown, teased Yi Xiao about his seriousness, while he expressed concern about Mr. Stare and the second-class mission. Playfully, Layla asked if Yi Xiao had reached level 30 so quickly, emphasizing the urgency of their mission. In the main hall of the Duke's mansion, a character noted someone's rapid level up, praising their spiritual power and the extraordinary number of filled crystal orbs. A character in the Duke's mansion addressed Master Stir, praising his humility and expressing the need for consultation on the second-class mission. In the mansion, the character admitted that exploring second-class missions for hidden professions seemed daunting, suggesting one might survey the continent without clarity. She reassured Layla that gaining a hidden profession required godly recognition, while he asked about the Lost Temple. He expressed surprise at her knowledge of the Lost Temple, admitting he had heard of it but lacked specific details, noting its mysterious nature in Apocalypse. She praised Yi Xiao for his insight into the Lost Temple's enigmatic appearances, while he stood nearby in a uniform, observing her enthusiasm. He accepted the class change quest for the Lost Temple, reflecting on the difficulty of his second advancement and the need for careful planning. As he walked outside the Grand Church, Layla told Yi Xiao to find her when he was done. He wondered where to search for the Lost Temple, likening it to finding a needle in a haystack. He suggested postponing the search for the Lost Temple due to a more pressing issue. The small creature beside him wondered if something more important was at stake, hinting at an invasion in Apocalypse tomorrow. He mentioned an impending invasion, warning that a gate to another world would open, unleashing countless creatures from the abyss. He warned that all beings in Ngai, the main city, would perish, and every building would be destroyed as monstrous creatures emerged from the flames. Holding a figurine, he smirked, teasing about the futility of relying on one person to face the creatures threatening the city. He called out, wondering if Sister Tao was nearby, as he summoned a swirling portal from his hand against the brick building's backdrop. She teased him, calling him a stinky brat, while he appeared in a swirling portal from the blue light, clearly looking for her again. He assured Sister Tao that there were no dragons this time and they would remain in Fengye City. She seemed skeptical. She asked about the danger in the main city and if he really needed her help to confront the city lord. He reassured her it wasn't serious. He questioned her simplicity and suspected she might be tricking him. She playfully reminded him of their long friendship, standing confidently in her striking outfit. He promised to arrive on time. She confidently reminded him not to be late, while a creature in the background congratulated her for outsmarting someone again. He wondered how Luo Hui could call it a trick and focused on Sister Tao's skills. She dismissed it, and he decided to prepare for the strange invasion. In the Apocalypse Forum, Yi Xiao acted decisively, asserting he could do anything with his terrifying power. An unknown entity questioned the reality of identity verification in this chaotic new world. Relaxing on the couch, he pondered the childish attempts to expose his identity, deciding he needed rest for the long night ahead. He lay on the ground, feeling a chill as shadows loomed around him, a sense of foreboding settling in his heart. Feeling disoriented, he asked what was happening. A woman beside him expressed panic about being trapped in the game for 9 hours, worried monsters might spot them. He noted Sister Tao's punctuality and she teased him, asking if he was just there for a chat or if he had financial matters to discuss. He assured Sister Tao not to worry, promising the safety of all his shops in the West District as long as he remained present. Purple lightning crackled across the darkening sky, casting a glow over the buildings below and hinting at impending chaos. Looking up, he urged Sister Tao to pretend, while she felt puzzled about the situation. A purple shard pierced the sky as shadows of bats swarmed around it, signaling an unusual invasion. A purple shard sliced through the air while bats swarmed. 2 armored characters braced for the invasion, sensing tension. A knight shouted in alarm, warning of an invasion and urging mages to defend the walls while commanding the evacuation. In the chaos, citizens fled in panic, with one man shouting to run as a mysterious creature loomed amidst the flames. Amid the chaos, a man wondered about the strange invasion of creatures, while Sister Tao was urged to finish her training. In disbelief, a man realized the massive creature before him was a level too high, as another character exclaimed about falling into a trap again. She sighed, knowing every time he sought her help, it was complicated. He reminded her of her promise to safeguard their district. Summoning the 5 heavenly lightnings, a gigantic, fiery character appeared, radiating power and tension. In the heat of battle, Sister Tao effortlessly defeated a Lord-class boss with one strike, leaving spectators in awe and questioning if she was just toying with them. Amidst the chaos, Sister Tao questioned the presence of flying elite dogs among the waves of enemies. With fiery determination, Sister Tao scolded her companion for idleness, demanding his assistance amidst the chaos. A startled boy called for Xiao Hui to join the fight as a fierce dragon hovered above, ready for action. A massive blue dragon roared, causing panic and fear among the crowd on the castle walls. Desperate to maintain control, a cloaked character shouted for help, urging others to hold the enemy at bay. A monstrous character declared victory, roaring triumphantly as a notification congratulated him for defeating an unusual elite-level boss. Observing the chaos, he warned Xiao Hui to be cautious as another shop was destroyed, while a fearsome dragon loomed overhead. Noticing a new wave approaching, he urged Xiao Hui to attack quickly, with fearsome creatures screeching in the background. He celebrated his victory, realizing he had performed impressively against the formidable dragon and its massive counterpart, while fiery energy surrounded them. He smirked, confident in his abilities, declaring that defeating bosses is the quickest way to level up, surrounded by a magical aura. She shouted in frustration, demanding more payment, while he confidently asked her to defend the district as they prepared to hunt bosses. Amidst the chaos, he noticed the fallen dragons above and exclaimed that they even dropped epic-grade gear. He smirked, examining the Devourer's ring labeled as epic-grade with an unidentified effect, and enthusiastically told Xiao Hui to defeat more bosses. Outside Fengye main city, chaos unfolded as a giant creature loomed, and a panicked figure cried for help, fearing death, while others fled from strange monsters. A massive creature towered ominously, its sinister grin illuminated by glowing eyes, as a terrified man struggled against it, exclaiming in frustration. Facing a towering enemy, one man expressed urgency, urging to escape, while another remarked on their overwhelming strength. With the storm raging, one character urged Boj to hurry and escape, while Boj, determined, shouted back not to worry about him. Concerned for Storm, one character urgently asked if he was okay, while another shouted for him to wake up, as 2 others stood nearby. One character exclaimed there was no hope, while another anxiously asked if they were all going to die, both staring at the looming monster. A monstrous creature roared, unleashing a fiery attack with a damage score of -7,985 displayed above its head. A character in a green coat marveled at the creature's defeat, exclaiming that the boss was defeated in a single strike. He gazed upward, astonished, realizing the flying creature was a baby dragon. He watched as the vibrant baby dragon spiraled upwards, while shadows of figures encircled it, contemplating their next move. He observed as the green dragon unleashed a blazing attack, illuminating the fierce confrontation amidst the chaos. He expressed amazement at the baby dragon's strength, while another thanked God for hearing his prayers, joining their companions beneath the night sky. He told Xiao Hui that more bosses appeared ahead, pointing out 2 dragons flying in the night sky while others remained in the background. She exclaimed, recognizing the legendary Yi Xiao, while her companions looked on, one thrilled and the other uncertain. He called out to Yi Xiao, urging him to wait, while a small dragon hovered nearby. He asked his friends about their arrival. Yi Xiao thanked them for the rescue, and another character offered their loyalty for future assistance. He assured his friends he was just passing by and mentioned the West District's increased safety, suggesting they could go there to avoid boss hunting. He complimented Yi Xiao's charm, joking about having his child if he were a woman, while another friend disagreed, saying he was too unattractive. They decided to gather supplies and move to the West District. He stood by a fierce dragon, expressing that defeating common monsters was a waste of Xiao Hui's time. He urged Xiao Hui to head to the city gate, stating the real battle against the strange invasion was there. Flames and smoke consumed the West District, with chaos and destruction spreading through the streets. 3 characters stood firm in the chaos, discussing the West District's safety and questioning Yi Xiao's reasons for patrolling outside the city. A woman excitedly commented on Yi Xiao's level up, while a man beside her adjusted his glasses nervously. A woman expressed shock at Yi Xiao reaching level 35, while a man, with wide eyes, reacted nervously to a fiery comet approaching. A fiery comet streaked across the sky, its glow illuminating the landscape below, signaling impending danger. At the main gate of Fengye main city, he observes the scorched landscape, noting the massacre amid the devastation. He looks at the towering skeleton king, a level 100 lord-class boss, realizing the challenge of facing it alone. He reports to Lord Eider that the main gate wall is destroyed and the archers cannot hold against the enemies. He commands the group to prepare for retreat, showing authority in his armor, and the others agree. He stands, feeling electric energy around him, questioning, against the vibrant sky. They celebrate the arrival of a divine-level expert, sparking hope. The leader urges his brothers to charge and attack, rallying the group. A confident girl in a revealing outfit confronts her brother, who jokingly mentions needing a plan against the Lord Boss. She angrily comments on the strange level 100 Lord-class boss, questioning her brother's casual approach to the threat. He asserts his seriousness, claiming his feelings are more genuine than Pearl's, as she listens with disbelief and intrigue. He suggests his sister will aid him with a powerful boost, and she seems satisfied with his response. He asks Sister Tao, a divine sorceress, to clear a path for him to face the boss directly. She assured him of her assistance. A monstrous character loomed, showcasing its power as fiery energy surged around it, ready to unleash chaos. With fiery energy erupting, she commanded them to flee, while monstrous figures loomed in the background, ready to unleash chaos. Surrounded by glowing energy, he praised Sister Tao for her incredible abilities while a monstrous character loomed in the chaotic background. Determined, he assured Lady Dorothy that with her help, Fengye City would be saved, as she prepared to lead her men to defend the north side. Lord Eider, a level 30, realized an enemy was targeting the Lord Boss. He assured others to follow Lady Dorothy's command and retreat to the north side. A towering skeleton loomed ominously, its skeletal frame glowing purple. He told the brat that the fate of all now rested in their hands as two characters stood resolutely before it. With a smirk, he reassured the brat, claiming he wouldn't die, while a small creature clung to his shoulder, ready for the hunting hour. A towering skeleton, adorned with glowing purple elements, wielded a massive axe, its intimidating presence striking fear amidst the chaos of battle. In a vibrant swirl of magic, she commanded, urging the brat to hurry, her outfit playful yet fierce. He smirked, showing a medallion, and advised Sister Tao to relax and watch. Determined, he raised his hand and channeled energy, announcing "Brutal Massacre" to release his power. A towering skeleton appeared, unleashing energy beams, while a small character stood courageously against the odds. A glowing skeleton prepared to strike swiftly, representing instant death in the fierce clash. He laughed triumphantly, claiming success as the glowing skeleton hovered before him, filled with vibrant energy. Confidently, he observed the powerful Lord-class boss was defeated effortlessly by the young hero on his back. The crowd was shocked by Chinese player Yi Xiao's feat of defeating a level 100 Lord-class boss, questioning the event's possibility. The crowd discussed Yi Xiao's victory over the boss, with one member wanting to start a fan club. A mystical shield, the Divine Protector's shield, hovered beside a blazing staff and glowing crystals, ready to show their effects. He smirked, realizing the rewards from defeating a Lord-class boss were greater than those from ordinary monsters as he held a glowing staff. Lao Hui stood confidently beside a red-skinned character, who excitedly revealed they had discovered an artifact. The character smiled and told Lao Hui he was fortunate, showing a glowing artifact with unknown effects, noting the rewards from the invasion surpassed legendary quests. He laughed, celebrating with his companions as the bizarre creatures retreated through a glowing purple portal. He announced the end of the invasion, celebrating with his companions who cheered about their survival and declared victory. The governor, wearing a crown, reclined on a couch, asked Turn for help, while Turn reminded him an hour had passed since the invasion ended. Turn questioned how the invasion could be over so quickly, while the governor confirmed the city was repairing damage and praised Lord Yi Xiao and Lady Dorothy's assistance. The governor expressed surprise that besides Lady Dorothy, another talent had saved Fengye City and instructed Turn to arrange a meeting with Yi Xiao to show gratitude. The governor welcomed the group and invited them in, as a member expressed gratitude sincerely. The governor expressed gratitude for Yi Xiao's heroic deeds, acknowledging his role in saving Fengye City and recognizing his companion's contribution in defeating the enemy leader. Aaron, smirking, dismissed the seriousness of the situation, while the woman beside him playfully chastised him for exaggerating. Aaron confidently addressed the governor, urging him to focus on significant matters. He mentioned his plans to return to the Supreme Temple, as Lady Dorothy offered her goodbyes. Aaron, dressed regally, spoke with the governor about the destruction of Fengye City. Layla, elegantly attired, sought support for reconstruction efforts. In a dark cloak, Aaron discussed Yi Xiao's ownership of West District properties with the governor, who was surprised by the proposal for property transfer. Aaron, smirking, agreed to a deal provided it was fair. A small creature beside him teased about cashing in once more. The king, with a regal crown, praised Mr. Xiao for his straightforwardness. Mr. Xiao, in a dark cloak, expressed gratitude for the deal. The king, in royal attire, informed the governor about needing support. A lady in a floral crown listened attentively, sensing the urgency. He decided to request the royal family grant Yi Xiao a noble title. Someone gestured towards him, eager to support this request. He smiled confidently, inquiring if there was more good news. A small creature beside him remarked on the good fortune of receiving a title. He expressed full support for the decision. A woman excitedly asked Zhao's opinion, pondering the noble duchess's interest in him. He thanked Layla, unsure how to express gratitude to her and the governor. She had saved Fengye City, deserving recognition. He urgently called for Zhou Hong, demanding a serious response and insisted he stop playing games. She texted Zhou Hong, expressing frustration and pleading for him not to die, while sitting on the couch in casual attire. She stared at her phone, frustrated by Zhou Hong's failure despite her investment in his gear, questioning her next move. She realized she could still search for Yi Xiao, regretting her trust in Zhou Hong, knowing he misled her, and believing Yi Xiao treated her best. Convinced Yi Xiao truly loved her, she decided to apologize sincerely to restore their relationship and offer what he wanted for forgiveness. She confidently walked down the dimly lit alley, determined to find Yi Xiao, declaring she would soon be with him. He planned to log in the next day to find a way to transfer to Fengye City, as other areas were too dangerous. Another character agreed to join, suggesting group travel was safer. A third character mentioned that while city transfer scrolls were expensive, negotiation was possible. He wanted to buy the house for 5,000 gold, while another wondered about the influx to Fengye City. An older man introduced himself to Xia Xiao, expressing interest in equipment identification. He said serving her would be an honor, lamenting the destruction of his shop. He considered the proposal, suggesting they go together, and promised to lend a forge and an identification device. The other responded with surprise and interest. Mr. Yi Xiao was welcomed inside, intrigued by the location, and he inquired about the place. Surprised at the luxurious forge in the West District, he asked about the owner, and Yi Xiao listened closely. Grateful for the vacant property offer, he felt honored despite its unoccupied status. He suggested focusing on identifying the item and asked if it could be recognized, dismissing the need for gratitude. Uncertain about identifying the artifact, he was encouraged by the younger man to try. Determined to try his best, he felt Mr. Yi Xiao's trust in the tool-filled workshop with a glowing forge. Anticipating failure, he realized the identification spell might not work. A man questioned if it was that challenging. He regretted the lack of successful artifact identification and apologized. The other character agreed on the complexity and suggested identifying 3 epic-grade items first. The character informed the visitor that the governor was busy and urged him to leave. Politely, he informed the visitor of the governor's presence in his office, and the visitor acknowledged with, "All right." He informed the visitor that the governor was occupied and unavailable, urging him to leave. The visitor inquired if the governor could see him, and the guards confirmed the governor's presence, inviting him to enter. The governor welcomed Lord Yi Xiao, expressing surprise at his visit, while the nobleman stated his intention to search for the lost race. The king noted the lost race's disappearance over a century ago, while the nobleman insisted he would continue his search. A confident character requested the governor to declare a bounty of 5 million gold coins and 3 dark gold-grade equipment pieces for finding the lost race. The governor, dressed regally, expressed gratitude for the reward and promised to announce the bounty immediately, with Yi Xiao acknowledging this gesture. The following day, excitement spread as people gathered to see Yi Xiao's advancement, eliciting surprise from onlookers. Onlookers marveled at Yi Xiao's success in passing the level 40 Abyss trial, though some expressed doubts about his future progress. In the level 40 Abyss trial grounds, Yi Xiao confronted a colossal creature, facing the rising tension of the challenge. In the vast skies, he stood resolute against the towering abyssal guide, prepared to face the looming challenge. He unleashed a powerful blast, standing resolute against the backdrop of a bright sky, prepared for any challenge ahead. A dragon released a fiery breath towards a large creature, filling the scene with energy as tension increased. He stood over the massive creature, acknowledging that the money shield was crucial for survival. He expressed disbelief, noting Xiao Hui's abilities had significantly improved with the dragon god's blessing. He studied the crystal fragment, identifying it as the fourth piece, and wondered how many more were needed to complete the set. He was shocked by a system message about the lost race, noting there was already information about his quest. He realized someone resembled a dwarf and excitedly informed his mom about his potential fortune, insisting on catching up with Lord Yi Shao. The governor listened as the king inquired about news of the lost race, while a knight stood by to provide information. A knight in silver armor informed Lord Yihan about oddly shaped dwarves in the forest near Feni City, expressing concern about their presence. The knight, in shining armor, described encountering peculiar dwarves while hiding in the forest during the invasion, expressing unease about returning after Lord Yi Shao's intervention. The knight asked Lord Yi Shao if he needed more soldiers. Yi Shao confidently responded that he could manage alone. In a vibrant forest, a group of muscular warriors marched confidently, led by a bearded man in armor, with others following closely behind. Two men discussed a plan to capture a dwarf for great rewards. One suggested teamwork, while the other dreamed of claiming the prize alone. A muscular man with a rugged beard furrowed his brow, contemplating the intensity of their plan and potential rewards. He laughed, mocking as he saw the damage from the hammer hit on the tree, confident in his ability to withstand more. He screamed in pain as the hammer's strike invoked lightning, causing significant damage to the tree. He exclaimed in shock about the enormous -87,231 damage caused by a single hit, questioning the humanity of the dwarves while hiding behind large trees. He angrily complained about humans, expressing his frustration to Thor, who warned him to stay calm and regretted entering human territory. He expressed anger at being treated like a circus animal, claiming he could have destroyed them all if not for his tribe. Another character insisted they should leave quickly. A knight urged Lord Yi Shao to hurry, mentioning their destination was nearby. Yi Shao, clad in a dark cloak, replied with determination to speed up. As Yi Shao arrives, one man enthusiastically mentions his presence as good news, while the other refers to a previous struggle with powerful dwarves. Yi Shao's companion informs him that the dwarves are nearby in the forest, prompting Yi Shao to explore their strength immediately. His companion warns Yi Shao about the unpredictability and danger of the dwarves, but Yi Shao assures him that he is aware of what he's doing. Yi Shao confidently states the task is complete, as another armored character advises caution about the dwarves. Two thick-bearded dwarves glare at an approaching human, with one angrily declaring his intent to crush the intruder. A dwarf named Dulan, with a long beard and intense eyes, urgently calls for someone to wait. A stylish young man smirks, commenting on the human's pleasant appearance, while his companion, Thor, feels uneasy. Two bearded dwarves detect a potent scent, one noting it resembles a divine artifact, and the other agrees, sensing multiple artifacts. The dwarves remark on an overwhelming scent, one suggesting it exceeds divine artifacts, while the other senses a familiar fragrance. One dwarf is shocked by the scent reminiscent of a god, with the other affirming his recognition of the divine aura. One character, surprised by another's level, comments on his weak stats, while another admires Thor's immense spiritual power. He observes through binoculars, astonished by the spiritual power, and remarks on the gods seemingly blessing him. He questions why there is no fighting, expressing confusion over being easily defeated, yet not understanding Wei Zhao's presence, while she notes his serious tone. He jokes about the existence of two-faced people only in reality, observing that even dwarves appear hypocritical. She comments on his cunning nature, while he boasts about his abilities. Two burly men confront Yi Shao in a lush forest, questioning why he's there. One explains they need his help to forge a weapon. In the vibrant forest, Yi Shao dismisses their request for weapon forging, stating he's searching for the lost temple instead. Yi Shao reassures two bearded men he's harmless, explaining his quest for the lost temple, while they argue about a class advancement quest. In the forest, Yi Shao smirks while stating proving his righteousness is tricky and suggests he has an artifact to help with its identification. Yi Shao confidently asks to see the artifact, while an elder doubts its identification, citing the blacksmith's uncertainty. One elder scoffs at Yi Shao, claiming dwarves are the finest craftsmen, while another insists they should examine the artifact. An elder questioned Yi Shao about the artifact, expressing doubt about its authenticity. Yi Shao, confused, asked for clarification. Another elder examined the artifact closely, asserting there were no signs of forgery and suggesting its high quality indicated it was naturally formed through elemental forces. He inquired about the item's origin, while two elders discussed that it was acquired after defeating a boss during a recent invasion. Two bearded elders interrogated a character about their adventure, wanting to confirm if he truly visited the realm of the gods and defeated a boss. The elders debated a task's difficulty, with one claiming it was easy, while another hesitated, questioning if the cost was feasible. With a smirk, one asked about the price, while his frog companion implied the kid might be in trouble. The bearded man proposed a deal, gesturing with his hand, as the young man stood confused, glancing at his frog companion. The bearded man demanded 500 gold coins, his intense gaze serious, with the forest backdrop adding tension. He questioned whether 500 gold coins was too much or too little, while his companions were incredulous, comparing it to buying sacks of rice. He asserted the artifact's value was at least 300 gold coins, warning that alternatives must be sought if it was valued less, and offered 1,000,000 to anyone who could correctly identify it. The bewildered characters were shocked at the mention of 1,000,000 gold coins, imagining the amount of rice they could buy with such wealth. Two angry bearded characters presented a deposit of 1,000 gold coins, planning to send food later. The furious bearded men demanded immediate action, expressing excitement over the large sum of gold coins. One promised to identify an artifact for the protagonist right away. An hour later, an excited character celebrated success while a bearded man focused intently on overseeing the task ahead. A black-haired young man admired the intricate details of an artifact, contemplating its immense power and noting its unique abilities. The black-haired young man wondered if the artifact's divine power was linked to the gods, while a bearded companion reassured him about payment. A curious black-haired young man expressed disbelief about going to a human city, while his armored friend assured him of feasting and tasks involving many artifacts. Excitedly, a young man remarked about the unexpected chance to party in a human city, while a rugged dwarf encouraged his companions to prepare for the journey. Two young men stood face to face, one urging the other to look, as a young woman in a red hood watched with intrigue. A group of strong, bare-chested men were surprised when one in armor suggested they might have a real chance for a better future. He enjoyed the meal, remarking on its unmatched quality. Two men relished their meal, complimenting the food provided by Lord Yi Shao, as a knight observed in silence. One man, eating a burger, inquired about the lost temple. Thor assured him there was no issue. A bearded man discussed a temple detector's history, cautioning a young man about potential risks in locating the temple. He warned the young man of a dangerous being in the dark place, highlighting the risks of his curiosity. He mentioned that even dwarves had never encountered the creature, leaving the young man uncertain about the future. Years ago, under the fire god's protection, a fearsome creature lingered near the fire temple, leading ancestors to advise others to avoid it. One character recognized the fire temple's role in a class change, while another praised their bravery, offering guidance and encouragement. A character explains the temple detector, mentioning it activates when near the temple, and offers a fire spirit king's crystal as a token of appreciation. Another character, holding the crystal, comments on its excellent quality and unique effects. A character regretfully notes there is only one crystal, while another impatiently asks if more are available. A bearded man, showing several fire spirit crystals, assures another character that while only one special crystal exists, he can provide weaker versions. The bearded man thanks Durin, explaining that weaker crystals won't suffice and that he's out of options. He confidently promises to find a solution, waving goodbye to Yi Shao and the others, who wish him luck. He tells his companion he needs to tackle the fire temple for a class change but cannot do it alone due to the risk. She ponders thoughtfully in a sleek blue dress, her long hair cascading, creating an alluring presence. Admiring herself in the mirror, she states the robe suits her better, confidently declaring that soon her rivals will pose no challenge. Lady Dorothy, with pink hair and elegant attire, shows confidence despite the knight's concern about an unknown threat. Lady Dorothy, with striking pink hair, expresses annoyance at the newcomer who only appears during trouble, while a puppet sits on his shoulder. In a striking blue outfit, Lady Dorothy sits as a shadowy character behind her, smirks and discusses a new challenge involving a dragon. Engaging with a smirking man, Lady Dorothy, seated playfully, is urged to stop hesitating and share her plans for the fire temple visit. Tears of frustration mark Lady Dorothy's confrontation with the smirking man, questioning his boldness to suggest the fire temple visit and declaring her intention to leave. Sister Tao angrily insists on no negotiations, while the man counters, suggesting the fire temple visit's reward is negotiable and teases her with the idea. With a teasing expression, Sister Tao reveals she found a dwarven compass to the fire temple, while the man doubts its authenticity. The woman with long pink hair ponders a dwarven artifact, questioning its risks and the purpose of the class change. Confidently standing in her blue outfit, the woman asserts her understanding of urgency, while a man in dark clothing insists on leaving immediately. He questions the timing, insisting they haven't discussed his payment, as she firmly announces her decision to leave. As he turns to leave, she calls out, urging him to wait and reminds him that without her protection, he won't reach the entrance. 2 days later, in the scorching lands, a boy asked if they were close to their destination, concerned about the heat. Another character mentioned feeling exhausted after 2 days of travel. He noticed the compass was reacting strongly, indicating their goal was nearby. A small creature sat on his shoulder, and a girl watched from behind. They encountered a level 100 molten mud crocodile. He stood in awe as the massive creature leaped from the fiery terrain. Facing another mud crocodile, he asked his sister to handle the battle, vowing never to eat roasted crocodile again. She raised her staff, stating her intention to cool the ice-encased creature looming above while the fiery landscape simmered around them. A massive catfish with intense features lunged forward, debris of ice flying as it charged at the characters beneath a dramatic sky. A swarm of massive catfish erupted from the molten ground, their fierce form striking against the fiery backdrop, creating chaos and danger. She exclaimed in disbelief, questioning the number of foes. Her frustration mirrored the chaos in the fiery landscape. Warning him of something amiss, she noted the violently reacting compass, hinting at danger in the chaotic landscape. He observed the compass's reaction, agreeing with her sense of impending danger in the tumultuous environment. He and she stood watching the fiery portal, aware of the chaos that was about to occur. A massive structure rose above the lava, surrounded by dark insects, signaling the impending danger.